Evening, everyone.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome, one and all, CrowCast 22. Can you believe it, boys?
22.
Wow. Insane.
Last time I seen 22 was on a dome.
Unbelievable. And for me there, Axford, I don't know how you did that, but the introduction went, we are those, and all of a sudden we were on.
Yeah.
It jumped, so I didn't even get the intro.
Oh, you didn't get any, did you?
I didn't get any of that. I just
Oh, we did.
no.
I did.
Yeah, it played through for me. It must have been that bloody internet, mate.
Insane. So it's a hot
so-
one, boys. It's absolutely boiling where I am. What about you? I'm sweaty and cobs, yeah.
What were you in a different country or something? Eve?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful here.
Quite close.
It's all right up the mountains. Like it's quite breezy tonight.
Is it?
Yeah.
I just popped my head out the window a minute ago, and we've had a bit of rain.
All right.
Oh, we? Okay, got the washing in then, haven't we?
So I said to the missus, I said, "Oh, it's been raining, is it?" And she went, "I don't know." I was like, "Well, that's the end of that then, isn't it, love?"
Oh, I don't know.
So, aye.
Have we been, Dave?
Good. Fucking doing still loads of housework, haven't I? Fucking tell you what, it's backbreaking stuff in it, housework.
I can't wait to see the photos coming across on Facebook now after you mentioning that. Dave for the marigolds
Modern
on,
man,
like,
I'm a modern man. Fucking hell, it's hard work, man. Fuck me. Sweating.
get the marigolds out, but
Yeah, but it's killing me. Picked some tomatoes as well off the tomato plant, so I've got a punnet of tomatoes now, cherry tomatoes there, and baby plum tomatoes as well.
Ooh, what did you grow
Yeah.
then? Did you, Dave?
Yeah, strawberries as well, courgettes, chilies.
Fucking hell.
Wow.
Can't remember what else.
Dave,
Brugs. Joking. Disclaimer alert. Anyway,
How you doing, Lloyd?
yeah, good man. I had a good week. Been really busy, like, you know. Yeah, it's been good. I mean, last week we had some nice weather as well, didn't we? As well as some shit weather, but I mean, it's been all right. I mean, got to spend a bit of time outside and got to spend a bit of time inside. So, all in all, it's been all right. Yeah.
It's been a very balanced week for you.
Yeah. Which is it's quite rare these days.
What about you, Shane? How have you been, bud?
It's been good. Well, we went to practice last week. We wrote some new tunes.
Yeah.
So all in all, can't complain. Well, I can, but I ain't. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
What else has been going on with you, Shane? Anything else, or?
I've been back on the hunt for the Kemper tone. So, because last week I had the Marshall Plexi going last week, didn't I?
Yeah.
So,
Very nice,
so this
I think,
week,
Shane.
yeah. So this week I rediscovered the profiles Chris done for this the recording profiles.
right.
So I banged them in. Lloyd did him yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah,
So the EVH
sounded-
ones and stuff, were they?
Yeah, the 50, 51, 53.
Big get that
Sounded
proper
really-
point of no return tone then.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I put a bit more mid in it. But
Point of no return.
yeah. Oh, I got new pickups in my guitar.
He's gone back to
Yeah.
passive, boys.
Yeah.
You're
I gone
passive,
back to
yeah?
PFA. Yeah, PFA pickups.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're really nice. They're actually really nice.
Whoa, hang on now. CS now. What, in the Lucille?
Yeah.
No.
Oh fuck!
Yeah. So it's still
nice.
still EMGs. But then they just voiced more like the ones I took out.
So they're passive pick, right?
Yeah, effectively they passive pick us, but they're still active. But yeah, it's a lot more. Oh, what's the word I'm after?
Sounds like you had more control over it, but
Yeah,
you got more.
I'd say it's probably taken off about 5% of the aggression.
That's not bad, a nice little, you know.
Yeah, and it's brought a bit more the natural bottom end and the mid range out. So it's like, oh, that's good.
Lucille's had a bit of therapy, like he's a little bit calm.
Yeah. I haven't cleaned it. So I changed the pickups.
Dave will be round now with the marigolds on to clean that, won't he?
Yeah. Well, I think that's what it was. But if
you surprise me weekly, Shane. You surprise me weekly. Kempers, passive pickups.
Yeah, but you know me, Dave, by Christmas it'd be all back to active pickups and fucking Malveds now.
Fucking stacks.
It's only because we're not playing gigs at the minute. He's just experimenting, like.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say you see me trying and swapping and changing a lot, but it's like it's really good though. You like experimenting.
I do have, you know, like say you know, last year, the beginning of this year when we're really busy, we don't really have time to sit down and try things, do we? No. You know, it's on the fly. Yeah. But now we've had all this time. And like, oh, well, what will that sound like? And then me being me, I've got to fiddle with it and physically hear it with my own ears. Like, oh, yeah, that's cool. Or that's crap. It's gone back. So.
Someone's just asked, Shane, on the subject of your gear, someone's just asked, who was it? Craig McGill has asked what gauge strings you use.
Oh, right. Well, I got hybrids. My top string. Yeah. On my bottom string, even a 60. My thin strings are 11. Then it's a normal 11 set apart from the 24 that's wound, rather than the plain one. But Shane liked that last Thursday, but no, you like the one.
What's that? The G, is there? The 1G.
Yeah. I really like that. Yeah.
Yeah. It takes a bit of that harshness off, doesn't it, from the wound when it goes to the plain strings. Yeah, it's a bit more of a smoother transition.
So now you've gone, you're into all your sort of experimenting now, and you're testing new things out. Have you thought about putting the same pickups in your Les Paul?
Yeah, I just got to wait for the bank balance to go back up.
No, but it's on the cards though, is it?
Oh yeah, it'd have to be because that's my backup. Because now the Les Paul's output is bigger.
Yeah. Do
you know what I mean? So.
Similar question as I just asked, but because you've got so many guitars now.
Yeah.
Ever thought about giving one to me?
No.
No.
Come on, Trevor. You know it. Let me have a gym route, but let me have it live on air now. Let me have a gym route. I'll pay you $1.
Yeah. Do your bit for charity, Shane. Come on.
Yeah.
Do it live on air.
Yeah.
Was,
I can't sell it.
It was that G string, but that sold it for me. Jim Root and the G string. It was, I tell you what.
Jimmy G, like.
Jimmy
G. Do you know what? But that Jim Root's a really nice guitar. But as you all know, I like palm muting, and that Jim Root is really hard to palm mute on.
I agree.
Because of the flat bridge.
Yeah. You are a Gibson guy, though, aren't you? You are. Yeah. You're more Gibson than Fender, like.
Yeah, I do. I like that the Gibson bridge, I think. But I can always put a Gibson bridge on Jim Root. Oh no, you got me thinking, you bastards. No.
What about you, Dave? What are you? Because you got both, haven't you? You got a Fender and you got a Les Paul. But if you had to choose one, what would your?
I don't think I could play anything bar Les Paul. I don't think.
Right answer. I love it. Yeah, you do look good. You look good with a Les around your neck, like.
Yeah.
Until Gibson come knocking, Dave, and go, "Have what you want."
Well, yeah, it's different then, isn't it? If you can have a pick, like, I love all of them. Like, I used to have Firebird, or was it a Fire? What's the one that is it Firebird? It's like I used to have a Firebird.
The guitar, the 6-string equivalent of the Thunderbird, like.
Yeah.
And then not so much an Explorer.
Yeah,
a bit more rounded than an Explorer, isn't it?
Oh, Ronnie likes the Explorer, doesn't he, Ron?
Yeah, Ron likes the Explorer.
Love the Explorer, absolutely.
Sort of a Metallica 1991.
Yeah, just an old guitarist bought one, and it was just the cut of it, and like just how it sat there. I think if I could ever play it decently, that would be my choice of weapon, like, you know. So
iconic.
And when we used to record with Jeff Rose back in the day, and he had one, didn't he, Shine? And he'd souped it up with new pickups and everything. And I don't know, just even like the the feel of it, just when you the play when you were hitting the strings, just felt fucking easy for me. And then I've tried picking up Les Pauls and obviously waiting for the little man jokes or something. They were just too heavy and fucking that's like literally gronk.
They are though, man. If you like to jump around and stuff, they're not the guitar to do that with.
Yeah,
man. So heavy.
Yeah, but I'd still have Lucille Shine, so don't take me out of the bidding for that, mate. I'd still have that. Just even comedy value, like, you know.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is, though, boys. You know, wherever has Les Paul, Lucy, when I'm, you know, in my box, Les Paul, Lucy now comes with a lot of accessories. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
Added extras, like.
Yeah. You don't get that from fucking Gibson, I don't know.
Yeah.
Have you
get it from China?
Yeah.
Have you done a Will Shine?
Would you like me to be the executor of it?
Yeah. Not that I'm aware of, but it's.
I've actually got where I've actually got my ears, Shane. Sorry, I've got. I think it's from about 2000 and where is it? I can't remember, but all I know is Shiner's put. If you look, he's put his signature.
Yeah. What year was that, Bet?
What year was that?
Yeah.
That was 2004. That was.
Ah, right. Mine was 1945 when he said I could have it.
Oh, back in the day, guys.
Yeah.
Well, actually, boys, Lucille, it was Ron who found Lucille.
Yes.
Me and Rob in a shop in London.
I don't mean nothing, but
no. She sang to me. She did. She sang to me. Denmark. We went to Denmark Street for any muso out there or anybody. We went to Denmark Street in London, and it was the only place that we could find a solid body. Anybody now who's tuning in, I haven't got a fucking. They're like what they're on about now. But it was the only place we could find a solid body without the holes.
Yeah, you don't need F-holes, people.
You don't need holes. You just need a solid body.
Wow.
With legs around your neck.
As my shoulder will testify.
Yeah. But when you go for your walks, do you listen to Biffy this week, Shine, or?
No, I said to Dave yesterday on the chat, didn't I? I was going to download it for my walk, but I ended up listening to an album by the Bad Wolves. Which I was I was like, that's cool. It's like, yeah. So I'm gonna have to get around to Biffy now, probably tomorrow.
Yeah, it's good, man. I was listening today when I was in the shower. It's great, man. It's really good. So unique, the songwriting style, isn't it? And like, but it's still got like a, I don't know, commercial edge to it. Like it's really cool. Like
because they done a live stream Saturday, you know, like we done for Planet Rock. They done one of them Saturday, didn't they?
Yeah.
So
looked amazing. Fair play.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I was fighting with myself, you know, do I pay 16 quid? And then my brain went, no, you've bought enough this week.
Yeah. So, I haven't got around to the Bad Wolves one, but I downloaded the Biffy one, and I'm a bit off and off at the moment, Dave. I got to be honest. I haven't really I haven't got standout tracks where I'm like, oh, I love that one. Yeah. I think I definitely got to have another listen to it.
Yeah, it's rare I enjoy an album these days.
I've seen Biffy. I've seen him. You definitely remember it, Ron, because you played the second year. But remember the first ever Full Ponty?
Yeah.
They were main support to Funeral, and I didn't know what to expect. This was before they went fucking huge, and I didn't know what to expect. And I could never. It just sounded like this funny fucking band name on a poster for me. But fucking hell, they were fucking awesome. They fucking trashed the stage as well after. I don't know if they still do that, do they?
Yeah, we played. Me and Shiner played a venue up in Arbroath back in 2008, and they'd played there recently and fucking smashed it up.
Right. Yeah, literally, he would fucking wreck the stage, like. Yeah,
they were a lot more heavier back then as well, like, you know. So, and I think they were kind of still developing their sound, so they weren't as. Because I like the way they do the weird stops. There's a lot of that. Have you heard it at all yet, Shane? Have you had a bit of a dabble with it, or as soon as you hear track one? Yeah, there we go. As soon as you hear track one, bro, it's Biffy. Like, do you get what I mean? So they've got those kind of off time stops and stuff. And but yeah, I haven't found one where it's really standing out for me yet. Like, you know, so.
Cool. I'll look at that tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean,
have you been up to Shane or? Oh, go on. Sorry, Dave.
No, I was going to say that was a hell of a conversation. That was Shane. Is what do you get up to? That's brilliant.
I'm done for about 6 weeks now, Dave. That's the problem.
Got a bit of bad fruit now, Shane.
Yeah, used all my words up.
Anyway, as you were.
Have to get the bloody strepsils out for you now.
You gotta get the strepsils out. What have you been up to, Shane? Much or?
I can't really remember. Just usual stuff, really. I got in my car today though, and there's a sound coming from a car that doesn't sound good.
What's wrong?
I don't know.
Oh shit!
Is it a
wheel bearing or something?
Sound is it?
Is it a pigeon in the exhaust pipe?
Yeah, probably. Probably planted a banana up the thing. No, it's I don't know. There's this rattling. There's this rattling coming from somewhere. I'm like, oh no, I could do without that. Especially when I want to buy this new piano. So
yeah,
I've had that car that long though. Have you? Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
you've had it 4 years now, haven't you?
Yeah.
It's been that long, is it? Wow.
Fuck, you've had yours about 2.5 years, haven't you, Dave?
What piano is that as well, Shane?
No, 1.5 years.
See what you're doing there, Ronnie boy.
You know me.
It's the Nord Grand piano.
Ooh,
it's the new
nice.
it's the brand new sort of keys from Nord. Absolutely beautiful. It's the same color as your room there, red.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow. And can we have that one more time so I can record the soundbite?
That's Nord Grand. The Nord Grand.
Right, that's going
Swedish,
straight off.
Is it Swedish? I'm sure it's Swedish or Switzerland. Swedish?
Yeah, it's definitely that way of the world, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, judging by the price, it's got to be that end of the world.
Yeah. Right, should we get on to birthdays?
Fuck aye.
All right.
So I believe we got 2 birthday shout outs. I'm going to do one, and I'm going to hand over to Lloyd then. But Davey Ramone got in touch via Instagram to ask if we could give Ruth Turner from Perth in Scotland a very happy birthday. So birthday today, boys. Happy birthday, Ruth.
Happy birthday, Ruth.
By all accounts, she'll be very embarrassed, but very pleased that we wished her happy birthday. We've had a good day.
The same, yeah. She's now the same colour as your piano, but
yeah. Lord Grand.
Secondly, we got a message in from Debbie Turner asking if we could give Kathy White a happy birthday for last Thursday. Happy birthday, Kathy.
Happy birthday, Kathy.
Birthday.
Hope we've had a good day, lovely. We've also got a shout out here. This is beautiful. If Ronnie wants to pull up the picture, this family here. So see those little babies? They're twins. So from left to right, we got Hannah, Gracie, Nia, Simon, and then the twins Thea and Gracie. Thea's on Gracie's lap and Leah's on Simon's lap. So basically, Leah was extremely unwell. Basically had Kawasaki disease and tested positive for COVID as well. She's still on the road to recovery. But there was one song, boys, that settled her. And that was the piano version of Blink of an Eye. Because the nurses, she was in constant pain. And the nurses said, try music. And it was the one song was Blink of an Eye. So when we heard that story, we thought we'd send a poster out, sign it to Leah. Got her at the lows to feel the highs, and his family, they've been through hell of them. But so happy to say that she's on the mend. And yeah, it's incredible. So that's the photo. His brother, Simon's brother, I think it was, sent that in. So amazing story. I popped up when I heard that. That's incredible. Power of music.
Yeah.
There we are. That's all the shout outs.
Smashing.
Shout outs.
Should we give some stuff away?
Yes. Let's do that.
Let's do that.
There's no air conditioning units this week.
No. This week, on What's the Next Line, we've got a signed poster and a travel mug. lyric. Oops, tell me the lyric. What's the next lyric? Lyric time. Tell me the lyric. Give me the lyric. What's the next lyric? It's lyric time. What's the next line? What's the next line? What's the next line? Oh, I messed that up.
I like how everyone's going to pull you up on that now because that's their favorite song, isn't it?
Yeah, boy. So the lyric this week is, let me give you some advice. Let me give you some advice.
It sounds like something I always say when I'm pissed. Well, let me tell you this.
What's the next lyric? Go.
Right, while we're waiting for the answer, we'll have a question, shall we, boys? Here goes. When touring, do you guys prefer it in the summer when it's light and warm, or in the winter when it's cold and dark? I quite like it in the winter, to be honest, because like if we're on supporting in the summer and you go outside the venue and it's still light, I don't like that. I'm a bit weird. Like I find it a bit odd. I like it to be all dark. Do you know what I mean? Just unfortunately, it's usually fucking freezing.
Yeah.
I think I'll second that, Lloyd. Basically, because you see what I'm like in a van when it's hot. I don't cope well when it's hot. I'm rising up in my pants with the windows to know. And you like to have the heaters on, Lloyd, don't you? And
Well, it's not necessarily I like to have the heaters on. It's just if I'm driving, I like to see where I'm fucking going.
Don't be silly. Don't be bloody silly. But no, I just prefer. I just prefer to be in a cooler environment all round. So I think winter for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of got to agree with that. Yeah, you're like a radiator, aren't you, Dave? I sit by you sometimes on the bus, and it's just like I can feel the heat from you.
He's a rad.
Yeah. And it's like, Shina, open that window.
Yeah.
Friggin', when I could bottle it and sell it off.
As he's fucking tobogganing down the motorway. Sorry, as an in joke, that is. I'm going to go the opposite, boys. I love the summer. Nothing like walking around with a pair of 3/4 on, pair of shades. Festivals, I absolutely love festivals because of the amount of bands you bump into and catching up and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So I kind of I prefer that, and I've always wanted to do that festival slot, like I said, where the sun's going down, so you've got that. You just got that transition into the lights. Yeah.
I think
Perfect.
It's funny you said that. I remember the very first time we done Steelhouse, and Buffalo Summer were on after us headlining, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember you come up to me, you went, "Oh, look at the lights! Look at the lights!" You were going, I was like, it's all right, but one day, look at the lights.
I'm all for that, man. I love that. It's just I've watched so many bands, and there's cool times to watch them. Like I remember going to Reading back in the day, and I used to love watching the skate punk bands on early as fuck. And just the atmosphere, and everybody was up for circle pits at like fucking midday, so but then I do like your afternoon creepers where you'll find a band on that might not be so popular, and then they're kind of on mid-afternoon, and then I always used to watch the bands then where they were just at that peak where they were on the main stage, and like I said, it was just that sun was just going down, or if it was a headline band, obviously that had a really long fucking set, they would have the best of both worlds because they would go on that flock. You know the score, like Foos did it. They went on in a day, and then obviously by the time they finished the show, it's fucking dark and there's fireworks going off. So I think that's the ultimate goal. But I do love it when it's not raining and it's nice backstage and everything. Everyone's walking around. Hey, how you doing? I haven't seen you for ages. And crews catching up with each other, and you know what I mean. It's good vibes. That is, then like you, Shane.
It is good, man.
I'll answer it in two parts. So I prefer the cold, but I don't care what the weather's doing as long as we play in. And I suppose it's the weather. Outside I just got to put up with. So it's all good.
It's a good answer, dude. Good answer. Have we got a winner?
Yes. But there's going to be... look, guys, right? You wonderful people. There are two people that I can see here on YouTube and on Facebook, and they were the first people. I hope you don't mind me doing this. I'm pulling rank here. This is unbelievable. They've basically won before.
On your shoulders be it, son.
Yes, I know. They've won before. I hope you don't mind, guys, but we're going to give this to someone, the first person who hasn't won anything yet, if that's okay.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay, so the winner is Laura Jones.
Well done, Laura.
Well done, Laura.
Congratulations, lad.
Sandy K, Ewan Allen, thank you both. You were first. Well, actually, there was the same time, to be fair. 9:24. But
Yeah.
the first ones that came up, but you guys have won something recently, so I hope you don't mind. If you want to kick off, send me a message and I'll send you something. But
I have to remember that.
That was an easy first one.
If you want to kick off.
you know me, I can't. I will send you a poster as well. Look, there you are. Sandy, we'll send you a poster as well. I can't do it, boys. Can't do it.
We'll have nothing left, no.
What did Laura win, buddy?
She won a poster and a travel mug.
There we go, Laura. Well done. Well done, Laura. Should we bring in some guests, boys? Or the first of three guests.
Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, this Welsh trio, this powerhouse, Florence Green.
Are they all here?
Please welcome Florence Black. Here they are.
What's up,
man? Boys. Florence Green.
I gotta say,
The boys, man.
I like the war.
What's happening, boys? Right there.
So you boys over the mountain, but
You're on it, you boys. You're on it. What are you drinking here, son?
Bit of bottle nice, man. Strongbow, everything, boys.
Bit of a mixture.
Yeah, it's all going on there.
So how have we been then, boys? Have we been in lockdown?
It's been right, like. Not bad.
You busy writing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
right.
we've been doing, like.
Yeah.
Loads of writing, like.
Yeah, can't wait for the new tune coming Friday. Is that right?
Yeah.
Right. Bird on a chain.
Bird on the chain's coming.
Yes.
Yes. Nice. See him?
What's the name of that bird, boys? Have we named
It's a
it?
vulture, is boys. That's Vanny the vulture.
He's fucking crazy.
He
So,
looks a nasty bastard. You got him on a chain.
You fucking have you.
let's take it back, then, boys. So obviously, we seen you on a tour in February. Everybody's on top of the world, like, do you know what I mean? We're all fucking busy. Everything we wanted, we're on the road, and then COVID hit. So how were you boys during that? How did it affect you? What did it fuck up? And how did you put it right? How did you cope?
Well, it was mainly gigs, innit? Well, but that's the same for everyone, I think. All the gigs have gone. Like
We had a nice festival, a couple of festivals lined up, and a couple of nice gigs, like nice good ones in there, and they ruined all that.
Postponed the next year, like.
But it's good that they postponed and not cancelled, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah. Have you pretty much postponed the majority of them, or have you lost any? Or
Yeah, some have lost.
I think it's 1 or 2 we lost. Is it?
Yeah. Most of
But yeah, but most of them have been postponed. Like I think Rockstock is still on at the end of the year
Yeah.
so far, so hopefully that'll go ahead. Like
yeah, that's what we found. It's a real struggle because
it's hard to plan, isn't it? Like
yeah, man. If you know everything's starting to rock. Same with you boys, like because you signed with a new agent. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
ITV,
And then-
innit?
Yeah, and then before that, you obviously hooked up with our good buddy Padge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
shout out.
How did that come about then, boys? I know he kind of touched on it, but is this something that you were kind of gunning for, or was there?
Well, he came to see us in Virginia, didn't he? We played in oboes, like.
Mm-hmm.
We just chatted to him, and then we got on great. And then we just went down for
Yeah,
a couple of
He
jams,
invited us down here.
writing sessions, and then we just all kicked off, and wanted to give it a go, like.
Yeah. Myself and Ronnie were there that night.
Was it?
Yeah.
No, that was the treatment, wasn't it?
Oh, was it? That was before.
Oh yeah,
that.
no, I was at the
Yeah.
treatment one, yeah.
With the Virgin Mary.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were there.
I weren't allowed to that gig, was I?
Yeah, you were banned from it.
Padge was there. Sure, Padge was there.
I don't know.
Oh, he was.
He might have been.
I don't think we knew it then. Like.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What was that on the first time? I don't know. I can't remember, but I remember the treatment gig because that's the first time we met. We didn't even really speak to you that night, did we, boys? Because obviously, I think when you finished playing, you went off, and then we watched. Was it just you and the treatment, or was there anybody else?
I think it was just.
It was an opening band, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alter Bridge style, wasn't it? Was it that bad?
I can't remember him now. We played with them again.
Right,
Fuck.
I can't remember.
We
Sorry.
must have missed them because it was me. It was
Sorry, boys.
me, Dave, and Shane, wasn't it? It was us three boys, and then obviously, yeah. That was the first time we kind of got introduced to you. We just seen you on the stage, and I remember speaking to Dave and Naomi from down the front because I was like, fucking hell, because they're massive fans of the band, and I was like, fuck, they're really powerful. Like, how did you develop your sound?
I don't know, just listening to other music and
kept going down,
just playing
kept
one.
dropping the guitar down. Every practice, like, right, let's go down a bit more now.
Yeah. We just play riffs that we want to hear, like that's it. Like,
yeah.
So what
You
age
are the riff machine, and you Trist.
and all bad, like. Like a smash riff out there.
So what age were you, Trist, when you picked up the guitar, bud?
I was about 11, I think.
Yeah.
Listening to like Led Zeppelin and all the classics and stuff like.
But G, was it, Beth?
Yeah, but G, fucking right, love but G. Yeah, I just picked up a guitar, started playing riffs and stuff, and met this guy. Well, I met him back in the day, like, but we just started being in the band forever, like.
We were rugby players. We were fucking flankers and hookers and number 8s.
We were just
And we were
choose
like,
them.
oh, fuck that. That's
Fucking pale, I can't imagine you playing rugby, Beth.
That hurts too much. Fuck
I
that.
used to play rugby when I was a kid, man. I think I think everyone did when they were young.
Yeah,
Anyway.
everyone
It was
played
like
it,
it was like in the schools, wasn't it?
Oh, I have to get fucking dumped in a fucking frozen puddle in the winter.
It's not nice.
Fuck
is it? Fuck that.
No,
Yeah.
no. I'd rather stay in the warm, man.
It was easier to smoke weed and fucking play drums.
I don't know if it's changed now, but it was pretty much the fucking curriculum that you had to play. You had to play rugby when we were in school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah,
to
you did, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard fucking times that was, especially if you were a footy fan as well. He fucking hated that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to, didn't you?
So, what about you, Paddy? When did you get into drums, Bat?
Oh, I was fucking young. Don't know. About 8, is it? I'd say.
Younger now.
Younger, maybe younger than that.
You
Because my father, there was always drum kits around, like, so since I could walk, like, I'd just be on it, didn't it? Be straight on it. My old man would love it. He'd sit there with me for hours on it, like. So I was just constant. It's just been in my life.
Yeah, your man.
I didn't have a choice, like.
Shout out Philo Bedo as well. Check out.
Yeah, Philo Bedo.
Great band.
Was it the case of you could play and obviously they were there and they were accessible and shit, but it wasn't a thought to be in a band type of thing. It was just a fact of you could dabble with them and
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I always, because they were always there. I'd always play them, and I'd just get on with my life. Like, I played rugby, but it was always like on my mind that eventually I want to be fucking playing gigs. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always been there, like, so I'd constantly play, and then when he started shredding, then we were really young, then, like 11. We were gigging, then 11, like me and him.
Wow.
So we were gigging young, like.
We split that.
And then that's when we left rugby, and then we parted ways then. And then he went to play with
different bands, like
different bands, and I went to play with different bands, but they were adults, and we were fucking only kids, like.
Yeah.
So that brought us along with experience and the school and doing the fucking cover scene.
Yeah.
And then we reunited again. Then I found Foz then.
Yeah, that's where I come in, isn't it?
Yeah, I found Foz, and me and Foz were playing in a fucking some bullshit indie band, like.
It was like high school, where at the end of
High school shit, like
the end of high school.
fuck is. He come down to watch a gig. We played all my life. We played all my life, the three of us. Tristan come down to watch us, and at the end of that, he's like, "Fucking hell, let's just fucking start a band, like."
Yeah.
So we started this, yeah, and then it went from there.
Yeah.
What about you, Foz? Did you start young as well, Bet, or?
Not as young as the boys.
He was a drummer.
I did start the drums in like I think it was like year 3 or 4, and I had a couple of lessons. I was always interested in music, like, and then I picked up a guitar. Then I think I was about 13, 14, and like Clay said, we were in bands together, and when we played that cover, All My Life, the boys asked me to play the bass, like, so it was since then I picked up the bass. Really, it was for the band, like.
Yeah.
So when you're saying All My Life, was that the band name? Was it?
No, the cover by Foo Fighters.
Oh yeah, I thought that. That's why I didn't want to get.
like.
I didn't want to assume that then, and I was like,
No.
that was our first fucking band name, you idiot, like, you know. No. But were you Florence Black from the start, or?
No, can I remember our first name?
Nova Canes it was first.
Yeah.
we were in school then, or like
yeah.
How old were we? 16?
Because we started off doing covers as well. Like, we didn't really go straight into originals.
What we done, we just played covers like fucking.
Yeah.
Till we knew each other, like we knew what was going on, and then we started writing it,
slipping in originals,
and then we just knocked all the covers on the head. And when fucking. What are you laughing all the time, right? Huh? Fucking laughing at, man. Yeah.
He does, man. He just giggles in the corner.
You fucking crack me up, man. You fucking crack me up.
Brilliant.
We're going to have a fight on here now, man. Me and you are going to have words, all right?
Murders, I know.
I was just wondering questions, but I'm just looking at
like that.
So boys, you know when you played you done the first show with in France when it was Stone Sour.
Yeah.
Tell everybody how that came about then. I know a lot of us, like some people may know, but how actually did it happen?
Basically, Tristan just tweets every person on Instagram and Twitter, and we wait until we get a bite, and then just see what happens from here, really.
Yeah, I was like, 3 years ago now, wasn't it? I was just
Twitter, 2017.
2 o'clock in the morning, just tweeted him, like, check this music out. He retweeted it saying it was badass as fuck, like. So we were working as well, me and the CIA.
We were stage
fucking crew for Deep Purple, like, and we had a mail through saying band had just pulled out. Do you want Corey's asked, do you want to play with us, like? And he's like, fucking right, boys.
Yeah.
That's what I can do it.
Get out there.
That's incredible, man.
And then we got ourselves in debt, probably to get out there.
Yeah. We had a headline show in France,
Scotland, Bannerman's.
The day after, we drove from France to Scotland.
From Paris to Edinburgh
in one day. It was one day, wasn't it?
Yeah, overnight.
Nail, man.
Just the three of us. Oh no, Marky. Marky. Yeah.
Shout out Marky. He stopped in the what's it called?
Crackett Services, Crackett.
Some services, and we had to drive in up to Scotland, like, fuck.
Hey, we were waiting to promoter. We were all flat out sleeping up in the flat, like I in Bannerman's. The promoter was banging on the door. Boys, you got to go on stage.
You're fucking flat out sleeping.
Flat out.
Mad.
Class. What did you do? Drive home straight from that gig again, or did you stay there, or?
We had to
stay the night anyway, because there's like a flat upstairs, isn't it, in the Bannerman's?
Yeah, it was funny. That was.
Was it great? Or did you meet Corey and all the boys, or?
Yeah. They looked after us twice.
They were great. Like, we had food with them in Switzerland.
Yeah, Switzerland. Switzerland was a better layout. Like it was.
Yeah, we had more time with them.
Yeah,
Paris was a bit rushed. Like.
What do you think of the news? Was it last week when he said he's going to take a break from it?
Yeah,
He got his solo stuff now. See me. I think.
What do you think of that, boys?
It's mad, isn't it?
Oh,
it's alright.
It's not the busy as well. See,
I heard it on Daniel P. Carter's radio show the other night. I was like, It's got like a rap in it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's a collab.
Cool though. It's got a good groove to it.
Yeah, he brought 2 songs out, see, didn't he?
Yeah.
One was like a not country, but like a poppy vibe, and then the rap version. But they are good, like.
Yeah, I was trying to get my head around it. I got sent it, and
I was a bit like that with it.
yeah, I'm just being honest. It's that new thing. So I don't hate it. There's some great moments in it, but fucking, if I'm absolutely honest, the Stone Sour project, that's my favourite of Corey Taylor. Like, do you know what I mean? That's I honestly prefer that over Slipknot. I prefer it over anything. There's fucking tunes there, like, do you know what I mean? There's big
they are
tunes there, like, you know. So,
I do prefer Slipknot though.
You prefer Slipknot, do you, Bert?
Yeah.
What did you get into him right from the start, or?
Well, pretty much, yeah. I was, I don't know how young I was, but I didn't really understand like albums then. I just knew like singles and stuff like that, you know, on the telly, and that's why I got into them, really.
So do you prefer more the heavier, more the growling and shit like that, do you, or?
Well, what I like about Slipknot is I find, even though they scream and that, they're really melodic, like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of like things going on that's like quite clever and stuff. So
they're good songs, isn't it?
Yeah. I think like you could kind of play them on an acoustic in a way. Yeah. Like, I know it wouldn't, but like the song is there. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Shiner's big fan of Slipknot, me, bro.
Yeah, for exactly the same reasons, I think.
Yeah.
It's like, they are cool, but I also love Stone Sour as well. So.
Yeah, I do like them.
Fucking awesome band, man. Really good.
Yeah. The first album, innit? Stone Sour, also.
There's all of them with through glass on it.
Hmm?
Hang on. I'm looking at you through the glass.
So this new song is coming out Friday, boys.
Yes.
Is it an album coming following it, or is it just?
We're not allowed to say yet, are we?
I'll say yeah.
Basically, there's an album, but it's not like it's still an idea at the minute, you know. The songs are there.
We got the track listing, like we're just waiting to finalise a few things.
Yeah.
In the studio with, like.
But there will be an album, coming.
Yeah.
Sweet, man.
Awesome.
That track.
This year, boys, or next year?
Next year.
It's looking like a release next year now because of all this.
Yeah.
Like.
So what have you been doing? Have you been working down with Pad, is it, Bert? And I know the new track is mixed with Ramesh, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's done an awesome job, fair play.
Yeah. All happy in the camp and everything, yeah?
Yeah, I think it was the first mix we've had back where I've been like, there's nothing I want to change about that. Like,
yeah,
I think that was the first one.
It was fucking powerful.
Yeah,
good deal, isn't it? Because that's never normally the case, is it?
Yeah. It was fucking awesome, fairly.
Yeah.
I look forward to hearing that.
It's got to be good working with Padge as well, boys, because you know he's a fucking class guitarist and he's
clever as fuck. Like he knows his fucking shit. Like.
Yeah, and you only got to look at the producers he's worked with over the years. So that's fucking.
He's learned off the fucking best, hasn't he?
Yeah, knowledge is power, like, you know. So you're in fucking great hands with there, man.
Yeah.
Have you been enjoying that process? Has it been different to anything you've ever done before, or?
It's helped us. He keeps pushing us.
Yeah, it feels like a lot more hands-on now. Like
it feels like the train's going. Like it's rolling. The ball is rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, same when you're writing and kind of collabing together and stuff. Is it?
We constantly writing anyway, like because we got our practice room in it. You know what it's like.
Yeah.
And we're in here flat out, Tristan's flat out. We constantly writing anyway. But when we go down to Padges, and we
nail things down.
We nail it, and then if we'll choose one and we'll work on one. You know what I mean?
Cut off the fat, like
trim him up.
I love that. What were you going to say, Shane?
Can't remember now. I think it was Instagram. All I saw was you boys on the piss out in the back garden jamming.
Yeah, guitar in like that. Yeah, we have our
I was going to say he's a brilliant guitarist, but he's a brilliant drinker as well, the old Padge. Like.
Oh, yeah. Professional drink.
Pro of that.
Class.
Yeah, we have amazing memories with Padge. I think even when the band started, he was so into the band and the passion was there and come on boys and all of that. And then we did a few gigs up in London. He came up, he was supporting it and he was fucking proper behind us. Yeah, wicked. And like I said, I've said it on you before, my funniest fucking memory is I disappeared at the bar or something. I remember coming back in the underworld and Lloyd's pushing him around in a fucking trolley in the middle of the underworld. it was honestly immense, like, do you know what I mean? So it was a real class night, but it was everything needed really, because he kind of took the stress off. He's been there. Like I said, he knows it, like, you know, so he knows how to kind of keep that fun element there as well and keep you all positive, like, you know, because it's a fucking, you know, it's a dark old business. So you need that kind of light there as well to kind of balance things out, like, you know. So.
Right.
He's watching it.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's just.
I've seen him in the comments.
Dave and Foz related, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loads of people
That might be your dad, Foz. That might be your dad. Who knows?
Fucking God help you, Foz. you talk bollocks as well, and I see.
Yeah, exactly the same,
Yeah.
There was a question earlier, boys, that popped up in it. Where did the band name come from?
Just a name of an old woman from a village in Aberfan, like back in the day. So
His old man thought of it, like.
yeah, we were just texting names back and forth to each other. Like my old man said, Florence Black. So like, yeah, that sounds great.
It's nice, isn't it? It's different.
Yeah. Light and shade, like.
Your entire name, Florence Black. It was surname and everything. Was it just?
Her name was like Flory something.
Flory Dark, you know.
I don't know. I think they did call her Florence Black.
Was it?
So
I haven't a fucking clue. I'll be honest with you. Like, I just play the gigs and fucking play the drums. You know what I mean?
Is
she aware there's a band named after her?
I think she's passed away now. Like she's back
gone,
in the day. Like I think she's an old woman. Like
right.
Yeah, that's who's in the bird, isn't it? On the artwork. That's why she's chained up.
Yeah.
Go on, Shane. I don't want to interfere then. It's watching the fucking heads. What's next for you boys then? So you've got the single coming out.
Yeah, a single coming up Friday, you know?
Yeah. We got a video done by Drew.
Yeah.
Unit 15 Productions.
You know, Drew, don't you?
Drew Hamley, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
He's nailed it like fair play, so I'll be on Friday as well.
He's wicked. He does all. I like his new style now as well because he's been doing all like the illustrated lyric videos and stuff like that. So
yeah.
Keep an eye out.
Who's done them?
Lyric video then, is it?
What's that one?
Is it a lyric video?
Yeah, lyric video.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes, it's nice, baby.
Who done the artwork for Bird on the Chain, buddy?
This is
I know this guy from Instagram, like, innit?
Yeah.
He's not British.
He's Indonesian, he is.
Is he?
He's from Indonesia.
He's fucking shit up. Like,
yeah, he's like 22 years old, and
he's only a youngster. He's fucking tired.
Yeah.
But it cost us like. See him?
Yeah.
See the detail in him, look.
It's dot work. It is.
Yeah.
It's all hand drawn. Like.
It's fucking class. I can't zoom in on this, but you can see all the dot work and all the different shades and stuff. It's fucking.
He's fucking looking at you, Shine.
I did see that bird.
I'm glad you got your visors on. Obviously, you have your fucking eyeballs.
Yeah. I'm glad it's chained up, boys. Well done. You done good.
No, I really like it, man. I really like the artwork. It's cool. Really cool.
Yeah, it's great. Like,
can't wait to get this song out, don't it? Get people.
Nice to get some new music out.
Yeah.
This Friday.
Fuck aye.
Tristan, you used the 6505 on the guitar tracks.
I don't know. I used Padge's Kempers on this one, but I think we're going to use my Marshall valve like on the album.
Yeah, because it was that little snippet I've heard of it. I was like, oh, hang on, that's definitely on a Marshall.
Yeah, no, I win a Marshall. Like,
China knows it's fucking shit, man.
China knows.
Oh, I know, boys.
Yeah.
It's not a gift, boys. It's a fucking
I
curse.
know.
Trust me. Yeah, but it sounds cool.
yes, can't wait to get it out. Like, good.
So is it anything different from the stuff you've released before, boys? I know that sounds stupid, but like, do you find like you've progressed in the studio? Is there stuff that you wouldn't have dabbled in before? Is it new, or is it pretty much?
On the album, we've got a couple of songs I think which are going to surprise a few people. Like, but
Yeah.
I think this single is just a straight up party track. Like,
Yeah, it's a Florence Black song, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a fucking slam.
It's a
nothing much.
solid fucking
100 mile per hour, like
song.
all the way through.
Lied.
Is the album that you're not releasing yet? Is that going the same way? Is it all like? Is it a
It's a light
certain?
and shade, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that's-
Yeah, we've tried to cover all aspects, really.
Yeah. There's a couple of old songs which we wrote back in 2013.
Yeah, so from the start, we've incorporated everything from the start. We have like
Yeah, but
there's
well,
old
there's,
tracks, new tracks,
well, there's how many old tracks? It's one in it. Like one old track and
two in it.
two old tracks, sorry, and then I think there's 9 new ones, isn't it? Or 8 new ones. We don't know yet.
Is Fozzy rapping on that? Or is Padge rapping on it? That's what you want.
Pads like that, fucking spitting it out.
That'd be fucking class.
Legend,
right.
man.
Class.
Yeah, there's going to be t-shirts as well. We're going to do a limited run of t-shirts of the artwork, like
Yeah.
For the single now, that
for
is.
the Bird in the Chain, like.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, this Friday, isn't it?
Yeah, so we're going to release a t-shirt line with it and the song,
And the video.
the video as well.
Oh, nice.
So let's fucking have it on Friday.
That's the shit we want to hear, boys. That's banging.
Yeah, see?
That's banging. Sarah Elizabeth Mitchell has just said, imagine these lot on a night out together. Carnage. Trust me, we've dabbled in that. And it was
They always go
mental.
really.
It was fucking mental. But the Florence Black boys will tell you we fucking outdrunk them, man. Like, they were done. They were done. Boys, you've got to let fucking Padge power you up here, boys. We'll have another session, like.
Yeah, we do another one, boys and me.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been a while. We didn't get to do it on the tour, man, because
You got to
I
shoot
don't know,
off.
it was
Busy
our-
is busy in it, and it was your headline run, like.
You have to
Yeah.
do it at the end, didn't you, I think?
and the thing is, you've got to look at it different these days as well. Of like, you go
Yeah.
through all that stress to get to there. You're doing an headline tour. The last thing you want to do is fuck it up, like, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
lot of people paying, a lot of bums on seats. So it was a case of right, let's do the fucking job, and the drink will come afterwards, like, you know. So
Yeah, fucking right. Yeah, that's
We
the way
only
it goes.
usually drink on the last show, like, really.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, I only ever have, like, 1 can or 2 cans before a show, like, and that's about it.
Yeah.
I think
This guy fucking loves them.
how we fucking went was Tristan comes in our dressing room the last night in London. Lloyd, have we got any shower gel back?
I remember.
Got fucking can in one hand and a towel around him like this.
Yeah, the last one goes.
I'll bring it back now. I was like, no, just keep it, man.
Just keep that.
I can honestly say your boys, and I don't know if my boys they'll agree as well. It was a pleasure having you on a tour because you just turned up, you did your job, you never fucking moaned, none of you were divas. Some of the positions you were in with the drum kit pair, and you didn't fucking.
Yeah,
you know,
it is what it is. Like, you know,
but
what I mean?
I've been
We
in
were there to do a
myself.
job,
But
so we just wanted to get it
Yeah.
done. Didn't want to fuck anyone off, and
Yeah.
yeah,
we'd
I've
open
been
the
there.
show up for you boys. Like,
Been there myself, and that speaks volumes at this. Because if you just keep your head down and you do
yeah,
your
you
shit,
get on with it.
you know, because everyone's there to perform. You're there to fucking to please everybody who's bought a ticket, like, you know.
Exactly,
So,
Yeah.
and I gotta
That's
admit,
right.
boys, you were a pleasure to take on the road with us because there was absolutely no fucking trouble, and night after night you performed. So
Nice one,
Thank
man.
you,
Thank
boys.
you. Thanks for
Yeah.
having us.
No,
And let's do it again, boys. Let's do
Yeah.
it again.
It was
I
class.
loved it. I told
It
you
knew
that.
awful.
Fucking it geared me up. The boys will tell you that every fucking night I could hear you hitting the stage. I was like, let's fucking have it. It's great, man. Do you know what I mean? I could
Yeah,
never
it's great.
imagine going on after an acoustic fucking band. Jesus.
Yeah.
Fucking have it, innit?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, it was class, boys. Fair play to you. Like,
Here's a question, boys. What was your favourite show on the tour we did together?
I was just about to say the Steel Mill.
Steel Mill was
Yeah,
mine.
fuck.
Yeah.
Is it Wolverhampton?
Wicked stage, wasn't it?
That was insane.
Backstage,
That was
lovely.
awesome,
It was all fucking great, man.
I remember that
venue,
show
isn't it?
very well.
Oh, you were your uncle, didn't you?
Yeah, fucking.
I remember seeing you after the show.
Yeah.
Hopping around.
Fucked. Still one of the best shows, though.
Yeah.
Great venue.
Everybody had every band on the bill that night had a fucking blinder.
Yeah.
Glasgow was good as well. I enjoyed
Yeah,
that.
Glasgow was
That was
another good
fucking
one.
wicked,
All
wasn't
of them were good, weren't they?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. They were wicked. Like.
It was a good
Joe's
tour.
always good in Scotland, I find, isn't he?
Yeah, I love Scotland.
Incredible.
it? Yes.
Yeah, man. Oh, the cat house was fucking wild. That was.
Yeah.
You're always up for it. Love the Scottish. It was a cat house, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
First time we played it as well.
Good fucking load in, hasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're always
Rory.
saying the last time I played it, boys, it was 20 years ago.
Not quite that long, you fucker. Fucking feels like it. Yeah. Fucking feels like it. It's a great venue, that
He
is.
sounded like you as well, Ron. He sounded like you, it was a good impression. It was cross between you and Yoda. That was fucking.
That's awesome. Hey, boys, thanks for coming on. And
Thanks for having us,
Yeah,
boys.
nice one, boys.
Cheers, boys.
and for everybody listening now, do you want to give another plug now, boys? Plug your store, plug your fucking site, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, FlorenceBlack.uk this Friday. The new single, Bird on a Chain.
Lloyd, give us a laugh when we go in. Hey!
Nice one, boys. Nice one.
Yeah, nice one.
Cheers,
Thanks for
boys.
having us, boys.
Thank you.
Look after
Thank you,
yourself.
boys.
Fucking
See you
slam it.
soon.
Take care,
Bye,
boys.
lads.
Soon.
Bye,
Take
boys.
care. That's
Hey,
class, man.
fucking cracking, isn't he?
Yeah.
They
I
are
always
good.
feel
I tell you what, not only are they good banter, they're great at what they do, but they just love it, don't they? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that
Live it,
comes
like,
across
yeah.
on stage. They live it. They live every second of it. The before party, after party,
Aye.
everything goes on stage. They just live and breathe it, and more power to them. I can't wait to the new stuff. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I'm really proud of them as well because we've watched them for years now, and they just seem to be always crafting it, always up in their game, always leveling it up, always keeping an eye on what's happening and how can they. And they're so fucking active as well. They're always, like they said, they're always writing, and we know that. I wanted them to say that because I know the bastards are always jamming, like they're always constantly on it. So I'm fucking hats off to them. And they're as nuts as us. They'll travel to the end of the fucking earth for about a fiver, like, do you know what I mean? So, and that's well, it is. I mean, both bands when we started, we were pretty much fucking doing exactly the same. Where we, you know, we were going from one end of the country to the next, basically fucking in debt, like, you know, and all just to play to anybody. It didn't matter if there was 10 people in a room or whether it was sold out. There was none of this kind of ego shit of, oh, I'll only go there if it's this or whatever. It was just a case of we got to play a gig and we got to get in front of people. So, you know, well done to them. And obviously they got themselves now with new agent, and they've got themselves with Padge. It seems to be working. So good luck to the boys, like.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Right then. So we'll do a crow wheel.
Oh, yes. Here we go, Dave. I can see him going to his phone. You can tell because he smiles, he does, Shane. I can watch him, he smirks, he does. There we go. Oh.
So, yes, one of you lovely people in the Crow family paid it forward, pass it forward. What do you want to say? Yes, you are his expert. I used to say pay it forward.
Is
Pass
it?
it forward. I don't know. Pass it forward, pay it forward. But anyway.
Well, I do this now, look. Pass it forward.
Here we are. Pass it forward. There it is. It's got to be known. No, you've written that.
Yeah.
So it's whatever you want on the web store, guys. So good luck, one and all. Press the button. Here we go. I didn't hear anything, Ann. Dave?
No. I think he's still
No, I
Googling it.
didn't. Yeah.
So I just went real dead here.
Tom O'Rourke.
Hey!
Congratulations, Tom. Get in touch, buddy. Let us know what you want off the web store, and we'll get that out to you.
From Tom.
Well done, Tom. Well done, Tom. Speaking of
Good old
Toms,
Tom.
should we have another guest?
No.
Go on then.
Already?
Already. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Another incredible three-piece, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome Wolf Joe.
Hey, there he
How you
is.
doing?
What's happening, brother?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad,
Good,
bud. Not
man.
too bad. It's just you tonight, is it?
Well, Carl's meant to be on here, but I don't know what he's doing.
The good thing is, I think he's messaged me because he wanted to know what I think last minute kind of software and stuff. But it's all good, man. Because if he pops up, I can always bring him into the room. I think it'll be the first time we've had 7 on, which will be like, oof, oof, oof.
How we doing, buddy? How have you been keeping?
Yeah, all right. Busy. You know,
Yeah.
just in my house.
Yeah.
Like everybody else. How about you?
Yeah, not too bad, bud. You busy right then?
Yeah, we've done a bunch of new stuff because I think we want to look at doing a new record next year, like every band on the planet. But
Yeah.
yeah, we're definitely been writing a bunch of new stuff, sounding pretty good so far.
Good, man. Yeah,
Cool, man.
I love the lyric video. Well, it's not a lyric video, is it? Well, it is. But I love the
It is.
animation video. That was class.
Yeah, it was our friend Sean from the band Liberty Lies.
Yeah.
He does all our logos and everything. And
Hey,
Man.
here he is.
technophobe, here he is.
How's it going,
Go on,
bud?
Hey, man.
Sound, how are you boys? You all right?
Hey,
Yeah, it's not
it's
too bad.
7 way.
Good, man.
Sound.
You okay?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Better now I'm
Cool.
here. I'm in.
It looks like a before and after, but they were Carl and Dave, didn't it? Be honest. It's like Carl's the better looking younger one. Sorry, Dave. It's
Yeah.
just-
No, it's true. It's true. Put him somewhere else. Put him somewhere else.
Sorry,
Oh,
Tom. Go for it, bud. What were you saying about the video?
Oh yeah, our friend did this video, and it's like a cartoon. It's the with the van getting stolen last year. We wanted to kind of mark it, so
Yeah.
the video is like goes back to the first days when we had a bright orange P-Reg Volkswagen van that we drove everywhere from Scotland to Vienna in it and stuff, and playing shows, and so the video's follows the van through like us playing pubs and
Yeah.
like dive bars and that up to playing like downloads like with you guys and stuff last year. So it's pretty funny as well along the way. So he's done a really good job of it, and because it's almost a year since that van got stolen.
Wow.
So
I remember that. I
Yeah.
remember
Wow.
it. And I remember being so just thinking, man, fucking devastated for you. Like,
yeah, but at the end of the video, it's got credits for everyone that like gave money to the crowdfunder that Steve started. So we just wanted to thank everyone that put into that because that helped
That's a
get
nice
Dale
touch.
some bases back. That's the only thing we didn't get back. So yeah, we were lucky in some respects, but really unlucky in others.
you got all your gear back, did you?
We got all of it apart from the box full of microphones, both the Dale's bass guitars, one of my guitars. I think that's it. It's pretty much it, isn't it, Carl?
pretty much. And then we ended up with a lockup with like double of everything.
Yeah, because it was like 2 months. 2 months after it got stolen that we found it all, or the police found it all. So yeah, we'd already been out and bought a load of stuff. So we got like I got like 2 full stacks, and like in this like 10 by 10 room, it was just nuts.
Loads of
Yeah.
backup gear now. Well, it's all good.
An A and B rig, boys.
Yeah. Stereo awareness.
Can't fault that. You got to wire it all in as one as well. So it's like,
Yeah. Well, yeah.
kill.
We were lucky with that, to be fair. Like, I mean, the way it was found was nuts. It was some like bounty hunter on Twitter that went out trying to find like people that with nicked vehicles and stuff.
Really?
Carl will tell you what happened because I got
Go on,
a phone
Carl.
from him.
So I'm at work one night, and I was on shift. I was running shift at the pub, and the guy that we rented the van off for that tour, so Ozzy from Oz Tours, he rang me like 4 times, and I thought, okay, this is weird. It's like 10:30 at night. So I went out the back and took his call, and he was like, "We think we found your stuff." So at which point, like, you know, after like 7-8 weeks of like being pretty down and pretty pissed off because all of our stuff had been taken, like a glimpse of hope, we were like sort of bouncing. So yeah, like it kind of explained the situation. And like Tom said, some guy on Twitter, like some bounty hunter, had sort of managed to find all like the V5 for the van that was in the van.
All
So
right.
I then rang Tom and tried to explain what was going on, but I think I was talking that fast through excitement at him. He had to sort of like put the phone down and then ring me back about 10 minutes later. So yeah, I explained what happened. I had to like carry on working. So he then rang Oz, spoke to him and got like a better description of what was going on. Got a number for this guy, and then him and Dale rang this bounty hunter guy the next day. And within like a few days of that, went and met him at this lockup and identified all of our stuff, and that was kind of it. It was mad.
Wow.
Yeah, it was nuts. Very lucky.
Yeah, he's really lucky.
I think the sickening thing about it all was Dale said that about a week or so before all our stuff had been found, he had to go pick up some new parts for a taxi that he'd been working on. And obviously at the time we had no idea our gear was in this certain unit, but the place that he'd gone to pick up like a clutch part or whatever it was the unit next door to where all the vans and the gear was.
Yeah.
So like he was literally the other side of the wall to all of our gear and didn't even know about it.
Flipping hell.
And like 2 days before that, I was like, we went for a day out, and there's like a museum thing up the road, Black Country Museum. Me and Heather took our little one, and we were like 2 miles, a mile from it maximum. So it was like right under our noses. We'd have never known. But there was another band's gear in there as well, because when we got there, the policeman was like trying to give me like another orange cab and then a Marshall head, and I was like, huh? Like, this isn't ass. And he went, oh, thanks for being honest. I was like, well, I've just felt what it's like to have all my stuff nicked that I've spent years putting together. So I'm not going to say, like, it's mine. So I put it on Facebook.
That's it. With your gear, you know, you spend years, then you getting all your rig, you know, as the way you want it, and you scrimp and save and you work hard. And I was so distraught, like, for you.
Yeah. I mean,
Have a pout.
I mean, some of the stuff was like one-offs, or like I'd got a King of Tone pedal that I'd been on the waiting list like 2 years to get this one pedal. Like, it had gone, but it was just nuts, man. But like, yeah, I put this stuff that wasn't ours. The guy let me take some pictures. I put it on Facebook, and then the next day it was an Arctic Monkeys tribute band called Antarctic Monkeys that had their whole van nicked, and that's all they got back, a cab and a head. Which is shit, but at least they got something. You know what I mean? So
where were you in Cannock? Because you guys are from Cannock, and was it nicked from like where you're based, or were you on the road?
We were. What was it
We're on tour with Crowbar, and we just played the Underworld on, I want to say, like the Friday night, maybe the Thursday night.
Yeah.
And the next show, I think the last show was Milton Keynes. So we came back, and the van was actually parked outside of Dale's house.
Right.
And like I think like my car was parked right up against its back doors. Dale's car was parked right up against the nose of the van. And yeah, like we went to bed. I think we actually went out for a fizz. It was me, Jeff, my housemate, who was teching for us that tour. There, I think Soph came out we went out for a few beers, got back at like midnight-ish, whenever it was. The van was still there. We stayed up for another couple of hours, still there, went to bed. And I woke up the next morning to Dale at the bottom of the stairs in his boxers screaming up the stairs at me. So I wake up with a very fuzzy head. And he's like, the van's been stolen. Now, anyone, including yourselves that know Dale, would know that is his sense of humour. So I was like, nah, you're chatting shit. Like, it's definitely not gone. And he went, look out the window. So I did, at which case, then both of us were stood in the street with very fuzzy heads in our boxes, like, van's gone. What do we do?
Oh, man, that's sickening, isn't it?
It was like, because it was the one night we'd come home. And, you know, it's like to take all that gear, put it somewhere else for, it's just, I mean, and our lockup's miles away and up 2 flights of stairs, and you're coming out from a gig at 4 o'clock in the morning. So it was like, you know, the safest thing to do is to go home, because if you don't, you end up going to have a crash, fall asleep at the wheel, you know, any of that stuff. We're driving ourselves at this point, you know, we're not like, you know, so it's just, yeah, that's where the shoulda, woulda, coulda video came from, though, and then that song, because so many people going, for every 10 people that were like, oh, we really want to help you guys, there's always the one person that's like, you should have done this, and you should have done that, and it was like, you know what? Yeah, probably, but it's not fucking realistic, is it?
It's just the simple thing. If you've got nothing nice to say, don't say. Like, if you want to help out, you know, if it had happened to any other band, which it has done, and I'm sure, unfortunately, it will to some other band, everyone rallies together and everyone helps, right?
And if anyone,
but like Tom said,
if anyone was kicking themselves and that, it was us.
It was us, massively.
Yeah, but we're the unluckiest and luckiest band in the world, because, you know, 2 months later we get it back. So it's just crazy times. But, you know, onwards and upwards.
Absolutely, buddy. Absolutely. So this new material then, you're right then. When we looking at an album?
I want to get in and get it recorded by the end of this year, so we can get it out like early part of next year, or, you know, mid part of next year. But it depends on the label and stuff as to release dates. But definitely, like, we've got, I don't know, an album's worth probably, but we want more so we can choose the best tracks, you know.
Yeah.
Just do that. But it's a bit of a, I'd say it's like, it's a proper mix from the 2 records, first and second. Like, the first record was like, you know, real classic rocky stuff, I suppose. And then the second record, we went a bit heavier, especially the name changing and just the image and stuff. So I think we want to mix the two. So you got the hooks and the riffs, and so far so good. What do you reckon, Carl? It's going all right.
I mean, I'm really happy. Like you said, it's been a real nice mix of the last 2, and I'm kind of hoping, well, we're all kind of hoping that this album will be a bigger reflection again on how we've grown as a band, and our sound has matured again with the experience of the last 2 albums. But like Tom said, what we've got at the moment and what we've been writing and jamming out and stuff, like, it's coming across like really positive at the moment. So yeah, it's good.
It's cool. So what's your inspirations then, guys? What's your go-to band like? What's your favorite band and stuff?
Just Dale's solo album. Journey Through Time and Bass. Rip off all his songs.
He is such a good bass player, man.
Fucking is.
He's a monster. He's a monster. But he's just had him and his partner just had a baby boy. So he's a couple of days ago. So he's super busy at the minute.
So he'll be replacing Dale soon.
Yeah.
Well, me and Dale have had to mother you for enough time, Carl.
This is true. I've got nowhere in life.
I don't know, mate. I don't know, with inspirations, because we just kind of, there's so many that, like, Dale's got a completely different music taste to me and Carl. And Carl's got a completely different music taste. You know, it's all, but all kind of along the same vibe. It's really weird, but so I think we just kind of want to put a mixture of it all together. Like I like a lot of the old bands, but like the heaviest, like grungier stoner stuff as well, like All Them Witches and Queens of the Stone Age and stuff like that. And then like Dale's into like a lot of like funk and a lot of classic rock, and I'll be honest, some weird shit. And then Carl, like you can obviously speak for yourself there. Like.
Well, yeah, again, I mean, I was brought up on a lot of the classic stuff like Zeppelin and Sabbath. I was massively influenced by like, I grew up a lot on like Dream Theater, so a lot of proggy sort of stuff as well. So like, yeah, like growing up as a young lad, like young teenager, like Mike Portnoy was like a huge influence for me. And then as I got to sort of probably like 15, 16, I started listening more to sort of like the older stuff, say like more like Zeppelin and Sabbath and stuff. And then it sort of became like more like say like Foo Fighters, Queens of the Stone Age, that kind of thing. Just like I'll listen to anything. Like I just enjoy anything that's got a good groove and anything that's got a good sound. Like I'm not overly fussy.
Was it always drums or Carl? Was it always?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, I started playing at 11, so I started secondary school, and I can remember going to my first music lesson and walking down the corridor. There was like a big drum room, and I saw someone like having a drum lesson, and I was like, okay, I really want to do that. So I spoke to the guy about it, did that, and then like I sort of had lessons for like 2 months, which I now regret, because I wanted to go into like a lot more like teaching and stuff, but my theory wasn't up to scratch, and that was all down to after 2 months of lessons, my tutor was like, right, we need to start looking at grades and stuff now. Now, being 11, 12 years old, I didn't care about grades. I just wanted to like bang on drums and make noise.
Yeah.
So I stopped having lessons and then was just self-taught. Like I was going to shows with my dad. We spent a lot of time going to like Rock City and stuff over in Nottingham. So like watching drummers live, like obviously, we've got YouTube and stuff. So just self-taught really. But yeah, from like 11 years old, it's always been drums. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's
not even a thought of picking up a guitar or singing.
Oh God, no!
I've heard Carl sing.
Yeah, me too. There's a reason I sit at the back.
Me and you should join a band, Carl.
I reckon it could work.
Band.
What about you, Tom? What about you, Tom? How did you get into it?
My dad was a full-time musician for a long, long time. So he's a guitarist. And like from a young age, I can kind of remember seeing like he's got like a really nice old Les Paul. I remember seeing it and thinking, that looks really cool. No idea what it was. I was like, I don't know how old I was, but it looked really cool. And just, I don't know, as soon as the case opens on an old guitar, you kind of, something happens, like it's weird. But I remember that, and I always wanted to play, and like Carl, I had some lessons at school, but it was like on like Spanish nylon strung acoustic thing when you're like 13 and the neck's about that big.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't for me, so I kind of just gave up. And then about 15, 16, I got a PV Predator guitar, and it was that was it then. Didn't put that down, like, and so I was just non-stop playing that, and that was it really. I was hooked. And then when I was 18, my old man bought me my own Les Paul, and that was it then. It was like every time I open that case, it's like that's it, So that was cool, and until I started playing the Gretsch guitars, it was like I didn't play anything else, I still play it most days, sitting upstairs. It's just absolute beast. But I don't know, just that was it. And then knowing I wanted to play guitar, that's the one thing, isn't it? When you play an instrument or sing or something, you want to do it, but how do you do it? Who's your inspiration? So as cliche as it is, I found a cassette Monsters of Rock, and it was a live version of Stairway to Heaven. and I was like listening to it. What is this? Like, what's going on? Like these panpipes? What the hell? What weird like stuff going on, and then the drums come in. I was like, okay, I can get on it. And then the guitar solo, I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. You know, I made the hair on the back of my neck go stand on end. I was like, yeah, man, that's it. And then that was it. That was it. Still can't play Stairway to Heaven, but that was it. that was it for me. It was music, and that's it. So yeah,
do you play a bit of keys there, Tom? I can see behind you. Or was that?
I've tried, but this is Heather's.
Yeah.
She's really good. I've tried. I've dabbled a little bit, but I'm not very good. I like to, though. I like to.
He's talking about the piano, Tom.
So funny. No,
if it was the other way around, you'd be firing it straight at me. So
yeah. Well, wait till I unveil the Roland drum machine.
Oh, he's sitting in a living room.
Explain.
How are you getting on with that, Carl? Have you had it for a while, the Roland kit, or?
I literally bought it just before the whole lockdown situation came in. So that was a bit of a savior because obviously no one was going anywhere, no one was doing anything. So I spent just hours on end, just sat behind it, at first just getting used to it because I don't know how you found it, but like playing like an electronic kit and an acoustic kit, completely different. So yeah, getting used to the feel. So I was just playing to like the backing tracks, like you get on the drum brain of it. So I was just playing to that, and that was cool. And then I went out and got a Mac, so I've been hooking that up and like just playing along to tracks, just online and stuff. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it, man. Like it's good. Like I'm kind of good. I didn't spend a little bit more money and get like a couple of models up, but at the same time, like I really enjoy it, and that's something to look at getting further down the line. But yeah, man, I love it. It's good. It's nice as well because again, like when I first started playing, like I'd play literally every day. I had drums in my loft. My parents were kind enough to let me have drums in my loft, and I'd come home from school and I'd play out every day for like an hour or two. And then like, obviously when I joined these guys, because of a distance between us, my kit just stays at the lockup up by them. So when them guys can sit at home and just like have a play and practice for themselves, I couldn't really do that. I'd literally sit with like a practice pad and a pair of sticks. So being able to actually play again, like, yeah, it's been good. It's just nice to actually be able to play when I want to and try to improve. Keyword being try.
Yeah, I've had a love-hate relationship with it. I mean, it's so handy. If any of the boys have popped up in the past, they can thrash out a riff or a quick idea. And it's so quick to kind of like get that into Pro Tools. But the love-hate for me is it still doesn't feel like a kit, and the cymbals, you know, I don't know what like that's a TD20 KX, so I don't know what the TD50 is like, or I think there's a new one out again now. So you know, if Roland want to send one, and I'll try it and sample it. But for me, it's all about the real feel. That's why I kind of set this up now in the house, just because I was missing it, man. I spent the first part of lockdown on the electric kit, and I was just getting so frustrated because I spent hours looking at YouTube videos trying to get it set up how I wanted, and I've got really nice banks of sounds, and a lot of people are complimenting that, but for me, it's still not the same feel. It's still not.
It's never going to be the same. It doesn't matter how much you tamper with it. You can get like a sound that you think sounds nice, but it's never going to be the same as actually sitting behind a kit ever.
No, I know, and I know they've got like Wyatt's got it looks like a drum kit. I think that's the TD50, so it actually looks like a real drum kit. But I still think it's still miles off of the feel and the cymbals, the actual, like the boys will tell you, we've had jams up here, and I spend most of the session apologizing because I'm like, sorry boys, well, I do, man, because it's like one of those where you're playing a groove, and I'm like, fuck, sorry, boys. And of course, because it's all so quiet, all I can hear is me swearing or like, the hi-hat's supposed to have been doing something else for there, or when we do it, when we get in the room, I'm going to make that busier. So I'm having to explain how I'm gonna make it better rather than just play. Like, do you know what I mean? I that's what I kind of struggled with it. Like, you know, so
I know what you mean. It's one of those. Like, have you ever been in Tesco's and like slapped like a joint of ham?
yeah,
That's what it sounds like when you hit one of the cymbals.
Why would you slap a joint of ham in Tesco?
Because it sounds fantastic.
Why would you do that? Why would you just?
Why wouldn't you?
Carl, bit kinky, eh?
That's like me picking up a slab of lager and going like that.
I'm going to do it tomorrow.
yeah. But
I'm
how many
going
people
shopping in
know?
Tesco near you
when
and
they-
my ham.
Yeah, how many people know when they go to a supermarket will pass a ham who've listened to this and they
beat
will
the meat.
they'll just give her a little bit of a tap, like, do you know
I'm
what I mean?
telling you, great noise.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
What are you doing? I'm beating my meat.
Exactly. And getting away with it.
Yeah.
I'm beating my meat. Do you mind?
So how long have you boys known each other? Like as in
Too long.
mates?
Me and Dale. How old am I now? Let me work that out. So I've probably known Dale 16 years, maybe 16, 17 years. And then Carl's, what, 5 or 6?
About 5 or 6 years, yeah.
We met like before you joined the band, didn't you? Because that's
Met probably like 8 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's quite a while, man. Quite a while. I mean, and Dale basically grew up together. Like,
You saved Dale's life, didn't you?
yeah. Like, we used to ride a lot of BMXs, and got like old local skate park, and you know, I used to be all right, you know. I was sitting on top of this ramp one day, and I see this little like emo kid come flying around the corner on his like bright red BMX with his like black hair and his red fringe. And sorry, Dale, I think you're probably watching this, but I'm sorry.
He is. He's already given me a load of grief over text.
And he come flying around the corner, and he's like trying to get up this ramp that's like 8 foot tall or something. And like if you've seen Dale, yeah, he won't mind me saying, like, he's like a good size. He's cuddly.
Dale Tonks.
Dale Tonks is cuddly, you know. So he comes flying around the corner, and he comes up this ramp, and he gets to the top, and he hasn't quite got the momentum to get on the top. So he's like, "Whoa!" Grab him and pull him on. And like, "You all right, mate?" And he's like, Yeah, thanks for that. Cheers, pal. Yeah. And then that was it. Now, until Dale saves my life, he's indebted to me.
Yeah.
So that's how we met.
Wow. That's class.
Yeah, it's pretty funny, man.
So when did you come on board then, Carl? How come that? What happened there? Why did it take you so long to join a band with the boys?
So again, like going back like 8 years ago, like Tom and Dale were in their previous band, and I was in, my previous band, and we were playing a show at the Vic in Colville, bikes pub there. So played the show, and like I remember standing with my dad and like watching them guys and thinking, like, holy shit, like we've got to go on after these or whatever order it was. But I remember watching them and thinking, shit, like, oh my god, this like what's going to happen now? So anyway, like they played, like it was amazing. Like we went on, and like it was all right. We had a good night and whatever else. Afterwards, I sort of like chilled with them guys and their old drummer. I stood by their van, had a couple of beers and stuff. Like looked at boobs on the inside of the van.
Was I topless?
No, was it Will, your old drummer?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, "Here, come here, look at this," and like it was just like a page 3, like cut out from the sun, just stuck to the back, like the inside of the van.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were still having a couple of beers and stuff, and then obviously parted ways, went home, and like I followed their band on social media, and like I've told them before, I followed them quite extensively, and I always used to say to my old man, I'd love to be in a band like that. Like they're playing constantly, they were going everywhere, doing this, doing that. It's my kind of sound. I really enjoy it. And then that was kind of it. Like never like crossed paths with them again until I think it was about 3 or 4 years later. They put an advertisement out on Facebook saying that their drummer had left, the band had folded, but him and Dale were going to carry on with a new name and whatever else. And I think they'll tell you that it was less than a minute that they posted it, and I got in touch with them. And then a week later, I had went up and had a jam with them, had like an audition, did that. And then I think a week after that, we played our first show. And then, the rest is just how it's gone. So it's kind of mad, really, how it all kind of panned out. But
yeah, it was super quick, wasn't it? I think
real quick.
We played together. We started playing. I can't remember what we played. Some covers, wasn't it? I can't remember what it was.
I think you literally said to me you got some of your stuff was on SoundCloud, so I learned 2 or 3 of your songs.
Yeah.
And then came up and just jammed them with you.
Yeah, but it was instead of it being it's like we've been playing together months rather than minutes. It was as soon as we started playing, it was oh, okay. And because we were a bit worried because our previous drummer had to travel quite far. And you live 45 minutes to an hour away?
I'm 45 to an hour away, yeah.
So it was we were a bit meh, will it work? But you were adamant that you wanted to do it. And so that was it. And like I say, I think it was a week or 2 weeks later, we did our first gig. And then that was it. And then we just been DIY up until 2 years ago. So it's been pretty cool, man.
Wicked. And then 2 years ago, you signed with
Listenable Records in France. So he was interested when the first record came out and wanted to sign us. Came and had a chat about signing and stuff when that it already come out. So it was kind of we'll have a think kind of thing. And then when we were started to record the new one, he got back in touch and we met up with him and the guys and had a chat, and he was really keen on putting the next one out, and it was just nice to have someone that was really digging what we were doing, and a part of it felt like they wanted to be involved, and so I think it's kind of a no-brainer for us because it was just massive help to get it out on a bigger scale and into other countries and stuff like that, because I think at the minute there's so many good bands in the UK, it can get almost a bit congested.
Mm-hmm.
So to have a label based on the continent really helped us, and we did stuff with Goodbye June last October. We played in Germany and
in France.
Paris was just incredible, such a good gig. And then we did stuff with Jared James Nichols, literally just as the lockdown happened. So we were meant to be on a 3.5 week tour, managed 6 dates. But at least we managed 6 dates. Some people got none. So we managed Spain, 5 dates in Spain, 1 in Switzerland, and then it was
home time.
Donald Trump was no more flights. So it was
he went all fucking mafia, did he?
He did it. No more. So the lads we were with from America were we got to get back. So we literally got up dead early that morning, some place in France, some I don't know, Ibis budget hotel. It's let's go. I made a run for the last ferry. It was just insane. Insane. Being over there and seeing all the stuff that was going on in China and everything, you thought, oh, it'll never be like that over here. Never. And then literally 3 days after we left Spain, it was lockdown. It was done. And we were whoa, what the hell? We've just played in full rooms with all these people.
So we spent the next 3 weeks sneezing.
Well, I'd literally from that day of coming home, that was it. I was working from home, and that was it. I didn't go back to see anyone really until about 4 weeks ago. But it just having that just that being out there though, Spain, man, them shows were incredible. No matter what was going on, those crowds is worth it. It was so worth it. We took a bunch of CDs, a couple hundred CDs or whatever, sold out in 5 shows in Spain. We were you know, what were we going to do when we got to Germany? We had to get the label to sort some more, but it was just like, I mean, it's so worth it. We can't wait to go back. I think we got a couple of offers off the back of doing that for next year. So, like, yeah, it was good, man. It was really good. So I've gone off on a massive tangent there, but it was cool.
No, it's good, man. Because like obviously we should have been in Europe with Germany with massive wagons and stuff, but that all stopped. And obviously we're doing the Dead Daisies tour, hopefully in next year. I'm buzzing. I can't wait. It'll be a first for me. Going to Europe and playing, so I can't wait. And hearing you talk. The Spanish, was it the Spanish you said? Yeah, the Spanish are really passionate. French, Paris was really good.
Yeah. Germany.
I think anywhere in Europe, man, like, don't get me wrong, the scene over in the UK and the fans over here are absolutely amazing. Like, they really are. And like, you can't fault any of them. Like, because let's face it, without any of them, like, we've got nothing.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what it is about, like, the hospitality over there. It's just insane.
That's less to do with the fans, though, more to do with the venues. Like
Definitely, yeah.
The venues over there are just as good as here. Like, you just get more food. That's all it is, you know. But we're like, yeah, it's good, man. But it's weird because we're going as you think you've built yourself up to this point in the UK, and people are starting to recognize the band and recognize your faces, and you know you're starting to get some traction. You go to Spain or you go to Germany, no one's heard of you. They might have heard you on Spotify or they might check your video out on YouTube, but they've never seen you live. So like, as soon as you play live, they're like, oh, like it's not just some band, it's like they, you know, because we've obviously spent 10, 15 years playing here to go over there and play. It was just like, it was an experience, man. To change your culture and the way people react to rock music and stuff. It's really good. It's just fun, isn't it? It's just fun going out and playing in front of new people. It's like the best thing to do. And to meet them after, and to like now, like we put something up the other day on Facebook, and it was like, come back to Spain. It's like, it's just nice to know that no matter where you go in the world, people understand the music, understand the rock, and understand, you know, it's just good. It's just, I love it.
Wicked. I can't wait, boys. Can you wait?
What happened, like, when you got home then, obviously, I mean, that's fucking chaotic, because I was looking on Facebook and thinking, I remember seeing a post of you in Spain, and it was almost kind of like, oh, well, everything's cool. The boys are still out there. So, you know, it can't be as bad. And then obviously I seen then that the rest of the tour got cancelled, same with other people who were on the road. So, and then when you came home, how did you kind of get your heads around that? Was it the case of, fuck, we just got to ride this out, or did you manage to do internet writing? Did you manage?
Well, for a while, we just sort of like, I think you guys did a lot of jamming, didn't you? Like, obviously, like between yourselves online.
Yeah.
But obviously for me, it was a lot different. Like, I literally couldn't drive up there to go meet them or anything. But then obviously going back to the electronic drum kit thing, like we've now all got like Logic Pro and stuff. So like that's been a massive help. Like we've all sat and said the other day, like with our writing process and stuff, even like without COVID, that's going to help us massively. Like again, with the distance with me and the guys, instead of just rehearsing once, twice a week, we can almost like get together on the internet and be able to like jam and like throw ideas around just on Logic. So, but I think we kind of took a bit of time off just to sort of get our head around what was going on. Obviously, like, no one was going to work. Everyone's families were kind of panicking with everything that was going on. So we just sort of like took a couple of weeks off and then got together like just on Zoom meetings and stuff, and just threw some ideas around about how we could deal with what was going on and how we could move forward and stuff, really. So
yeah,
it's kind of how, I suppose it was the same for everyone, really, I guess. So
yeah, definitely, I'd say, like, you know, pretty much every band has had to adapt. It's a completely different world. Even now, you know, we're not out of it. It wasn't plain sailing for us, because I think we mentioned on you, this is why we did this fucking 22 weeks ago. It was we found that I couldn't get my head around what was going on. And even though you're trying to be proactive, you're not really doing anything. So I found I was doing a lot of drumming, but the ideas weren't flowing because I wasn't really settling into and accepting everything, if that makes sense. Because the same as you guys, you were out in Europe, you're making plans for your next release. We were exactly the same. We had news that hadn't dropped, so we were like, can't wait to drop this news. And now, oh, hang on, don't say anything yet because we don't know whether that's going to happen. So then we were kind of doing the Zoom thing, which I'd never done before lockdown. So I had to get my head around that, and same as the boys. And then we started working all this. And it was just bizarre, man. We tried something called, I think I said it to Chris Barras the other week, Jam Gazam. And that was a fucking nightmare, wasn't it, boys? It was just like, it was like an online, like this, exactly like this now. But you've got like virtual jam rooms, and you can alter your own. Honestly, it was bizarre, but it was almost, you're all playing out the latent, like with massive latency. But we were even just trying to just work it out. How can we, yet again, how can we push forward? How can we be proactive? And then, you know, we were a bit behind England anyway, as we've said on here many weeks. So when we started seeing certain people getting back together, we were like, fuck, you know, we can't do anything. Like, so.
It completely changed our writing so far anyway. Because like, we've always wrote three of us in a room together, start to finish the song. Like, it's never like one of us does it all at home, or in terms of writing, it's always been, we've always got together, we've always jammed, fed off each other, and that's how it's been. But now, obviously, for a long time we couldn't do that. I mean, we were lucky enough to have our own space to do it, so the last couple of weeks we've been able to do it. There's enough room in there, it's safe, you know. But it's just been so difficult. So it's been like, I've never really used home recording or anything like that. I've always been quite old school in it and gone to studio and, you know, producer but so now it's been like, right, how do I do this? How do I get some drum beat in it that I can write to? This is what I've got in my head. How do I get out? So it's been really, really tough. But I think that when the record comes, it might show that we've actually maybe thought even harder about the songs and the arrangements and the parts in it. And we're not going into a studio with just 3-part, like guitar, drums, bass. We've got drums with a little percussion. We've got bass, like with extra parts. We've got guitar layers already there. It's going to save time.
Well, it's the whole pre-production thing, isn't it? It's something that we didn't really do on the first couple of albums, really. Not like this. No,
we've always gone in like with an open mind. Like the last record, for a lot of it, I went in with no lyrics, and I just went into the studio on the day and was like, I'm doing this song. I've got to think of it now. And I just, because I put myself under the pressure, a lot of it came out. But there was times when like Heather came to the studio, and she's an incredible musician and vocalist, and she helped me write stuff while we sat there together. The producer had helped me write stuff. But it was like, but because I put myself under pressure, like a bunch of the songs just came out like just there and then. But now it's like I'm sat back and I'm more relaxed, and I think it's going to work out for the best in the end. Like this taught us as much as it took away being in lockdown. It taught us a lot more as well. Yeah. So we just got to take the positives from it as much as we can.
Yeah, man, exactly. That's very similar to what, as Ronnie said, adapting to it, but it's almost focusing on the stuff that you don't normally have time to do, isn't it? Especially when you're allocated a certain amount of time in the studio. That's your time limit. Go do it. Like you said, the pressure can be immense. But I really sort of thrived in this environment. I didn't at the start. I found it quite difficult. As Ronnie said, there was no flow. But right now, I'm writing all the time. Like every day, there's something else. And then you kind of go to jam, like I did jamming with the boys. When we do it, Wednesday.
Last Wednesday, yeah.
And we were jamming this thing, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh, this is great. We had this idea of a song, but then I realized, oh, that's a part of a song I did 2 or 3 days ago. Because you're writing so much material, they kind of they're doing that, like, and it just felt right in the place we were jamming it. So I'm super creative at the moment, and I didn't think I could be more creative, to be quite honest, because I'm quite creative anyway. But this is just really focused everything, with no pressure. So I'm loving it. Obviously, COVID is terrible time and people are ill and stuff. So I don't want to, but it's been great for me creative wise.
Yeah.
I think in terms of like life in general, like not just the whole music thing, it's given people a chance to sort of step back and reevaluate their lives, really, hasn't it? And just like you said, just give them time to sort of chill out and do things like you said that they'd normally have to wait for the weekend to do, whether it be something around the house or wherever else, or there's been no time limit on anything. It's just like you said, you've been able to sort of just do things at your own pace and let it happen.
Yeah.
It's been pretty mad.
Got to take what you can from it,
You guys mentioned earlier about the name change. So how did that come about for you guys from the Bad Flowers into Wolf Jaw?
Go on
Don't
then, Tom.
even go there, Lloyd. Don't even go there.
He already has.
You don't say anything this whole time, and you drop that on us.
I got to get it in, didn't I?
Whiskey and everything. What's going on?
No. Somebody asked it earlier. Sarah Elizabeth Mitchell. So you can blame her, not me, all right?
Well, shoot the messenger and all that.
Do you know what? It's been sat there on the corner of my screen this whole time, and I've been like, please no one noticed that. Please no one noticed that.
Do you want me to take this one, Carl?
Please.
Well, basically, there's this Japanese cosmetics company. No,
I was wondering where that was going, and what?
Oh man, it's just we got asked this question so many times at Download that I started making stuff up in the interview.
I love that.
So
I love that.
The Japanese cosmetic company sued us, and we had the name of one of their best blushers, so we had to. I don't know. It was just, in all honesty, I think we were all a bit like we wanted to play heavier music, and it didn't suit it.
Yeah.
And it was a massive, massive risk for us. Because at the point when Starting Gun came out, and after that, and all the way up to that point, we were absolutely fine. That's what it felt like anyway, And people bought into it, and it meant the absolute world to us. But it felt a little ungenuine because we wanted to write I wanted to shout, I wanted to shout what I've got in here. I wanted to get it out, and it was like, well, I just didn't suit it. And I think we all sat there and was like, it's time to just, before we release anything else, let's do it now. Let's do it now and get it out there. And we did, and to a degree, it worked really well. We played Download and other festivals, and we've got Bloodstock coming up next year and stuff like that. So, and then other parts of it didn't quite, but we're building on it. It's a new identity, and it's fresh, and it's something we can run with for a long, long time. I think we can go back and forth if we want, but I think definitely it was the way forward for us to just carry on being creative, and it did literally give us a new lease of life as soon as we did it. Don't you think, Carl?
Mm-hmm.
I'd say so. Like Tom said, wanting to play heavier stuff didn't go with the name The Bad Flowers. It was a great starting point, and like Tom said, it propelled us into a place which, when we first started, when I had my first audition, for instance, we could only have dreamed of. With the first album coming out and it being received so well, and it doing as well as what it did. But then, so like I said, we wanted to just move on a little bit. We decided to change the name, and it did feel, like you said, it did give us that new lease of life, and it did feel a lot more comfortable.
I just added that as well. With the first album, it was completely independently released. So when we're saying it to do as well as it did, we meant to do as well as it did for us doing it on our own. It was we got to a point where it was like it was like a breaking point at some points, you know. But yeah, I think definitely we got to that point where it was like, which way do we go with this? Do we carry on writing the same sort of stuff, or do we want to go where our heart's taking us? And that was like slightly heavier music, you know, with a slightly different sound, change the name, fresh identity, and we'll just run with it. And I reckon we got years in it, you know. We got albums, next album after that. You know, we're going to keep going. Nothing's going to stop us, no matter what happens.
I think the bottom line of it all is I think I probably talk for any musician, any band, but definitely for us guys. Like we've always said about being honest with each other, and the only time that we'll do something is if we actually enjoy doing it. Like you wouldn't go out and play songs if you weren't enjoying playing them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like if you guys agree. I mean, you might do, you might not. But I mean, for us and myself as well, like it's just we're not like we won't do it if we don't enjoy it. It's more a case of like you've got to enjoy doing what you do, because if you go out and you're not enjoying it, your crowd are going to notice that. They're then not going to have a good time in turn.
Yeah, man.
That's how I see it anyway. I mean, obviously everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but I think if you're not going to enjoy something, like Tom said, you know, we followed our hearts and on that decision, and we believe, it may have. I'm not even going to say, it didn't put us back a step, but
it was definitely heart overhead, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
But that's how we've always lived. Now, that's how, as a band, we've always conducted ourselves, which sometimes really works, sometimes really doesn't. but I think, like, even in terms of the songs we write, it's always heart overhead. And I think...
Yeah, respect that.
I really
100%.
want
That's what's being in a band, isn't it? That's exactly the essence of every rock band. It's just to be you. Why would you want to be anything else? Imitate anyone? I mean, I think is a real positive. I really like the name. I love the logo. I think the logo looks epic on a poster.
I was going to say the same, Shane. I think it's fresh. I think I love the artwork, the colors. Do you know what I mean? Literally, it just seemed really fucking cool. As soon as I seen it, I was like, "That's really cool!" Like, you know. So
see,
I agree with him.
I like the name Bad Flowers too. I like that, but I know what you're saying. There was, it's not like cutting edge, but just the logo itself, how it was written on that poster, it looked almost like it's more simplified. You kind of knew what you were getting, as opposed to what would Bad Flowers be.
Wolf that makes sense. Yeah.
So I thought it was a great idea.
Yeah,
you sound like you regret it a little bit. Do you regret it a little bit?
It's not that we regret it. I think because it was such a big thing for us to do. Obviously, we get asked it quite a lot, and it's for us. It's kind of like, and we don't mind people asking, but I think it's because it took a lot of guts for us to do it, because we worked so hard to get to where we were.
Yeah,
it's because it happened as long ago as what it did. I think that question, like, why did you guys change your name, is one of those questions that's always going to stick with people that talk to us about it. Yeah. Like, it'll always be a case of like, oh yeah, your gig was really good tonight, but why did you change your name? It's always going to be there.
You got to think, man, it was 18 months ago we changed the name. We still get asked at interviews.
Lloyd.
Which is fine.
Yeah, Lloyd. That was his moment then. That was his journalistic moment then. And it's like, nice one, Lloyd.
All our fans watch on the side. They're picking on me, man. Come on, back me up. Come on, they're picking on me. Sorry, guys. I know you must. Obviously, you do get asked that a lot. And
no,
you just got asked it once more. Unlucky.
Let me just clear it up. Like, we don't mind being asked, because it's a huge part of the history of the band and us as individuals. So we don't mind being asked. It's just we don't regret a thing. It's just we can't regret a thing, because in this business and in playing music, you have to keep moving forward. And at that point, to move forward, our best bet as us as three individuals, as a band, was the name change. Because if we released The Heart Won't Listen as the Bad Flowers, part of me thinks it would have been like, what? what is this? Why is it so fucking heavy? You know, but because we changed the name, it almost gave people a fresh look on it, and a lot of people a fresh idea, and especially like into Europe, say, with the press we were getting through the label, and it gave people a fresh idea of who we are. And it's all right saying we were the Bad Fellas. That's great. We loved it. We've loved every single gig, every single minute, every single song we've ever done. But like now, it's new. It's like I say, it's give us identity, it's give us freedom to kind of go, right, this is what we want to do.
Yeah.
And I think the next record's going to show that even more.
Awesome. Can't wait to hear it, boys.
Love it, boys. Love it. Before you go, anything you'd like to plug?
We've got a new T-shirt that's coming out. It's going to have, there it is. That'll be on the back. And then on the front, we'll have the Wolfjaw logo we've just been talking about, like here.
Nice.
So we're going to do some pre-orders on them. If anyone's interested, we're only going to do like 10 of each size. So get on there and have a look. And it's on our thisiswolfjaw.com, and on the store, you'll find it on there, man.
Nice.
Outstanding.
Well,
Boys,
we
thank
met
you
you
so
many years ago, boys, in your album launch. We went on tour with you. I think all your decisions have been right. I love the name change. I'm fucking good times ahead. That's I'm really looking forward to the new material, man.
Cheers, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having
Wicked.
us. It's good to see you guys doing so well as well. It's cool, man. Thank you.
Thank you, boys.
Thank you, bro.
Cheers, boys.
Thank you,
Thanks.
boys. You take care, and we'll see you soon, boys. All right.
Cheers,
boys.
guys.
Give our love
See
to
you
Dave.
later. Take care.
See you soon.
That's brilliant.
Heidi. That was our first tour, wasn't it, with Wolfjaw?
Was.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, they popped our tour cherry as a band, didn't they?
Yeah.
Well, somebody in the band quit their job for that tour.
Yes, Shayna.
I try to work it out a point up there. Yes, I got it.
Yeah, me too. I can't get the. Yeah, that is correct. That's a fact. Shane actually quit his job to do the tour. When was that? That was 2018.
September 17, was it?
Was it that long ago? Fuck off.
I
No
can't
way.
remember.
18.
Yeah.
A while ago.
Was
18.
it really?
18, was it?
Yeah, man. Well, we met the guys, didn't we? In like I just said, now in the Asylum, they did an album launch. Clicked with them. It was great. Fair play to them afterwards. They said, "Oh yeah, it'd be cool if you guys come with us on tour." And it's kind of, it was lovely that they followed up with that as well. So we genuinely we had the full tour. Sometimes you hear that it doesn't come off because there's always politics sometimes with agents and management. But they genuinely seen it through. And yeah, man, we followed them over the UK. And I love the new name, man. Like you said, Shane, I think it's edgy. I love the new logo. I really think it sticks, man. It's something that really resonates with me. So I'm a fan, not because I know the boys, but I just genuinely like it as well. Like, you know, so
Yeah.
It was a good laugh for them, wasn't it, on the road too. They were a good bunch.
oh
It
yeah,
really was.
yes.
And Paul, Tom's dad.
Yeah.
Remember he'd do that thing, the man in the box, and he'd start talking like under his breath, and he'd think it's somebody like under the stage calling you.
Hello.
That's it. Bloody brilliant.
Go on, Shane.
No, it was a brilliant tour. It was the tour that I quit my job. The work wouldn't give me the time off, and I had to make a decision. And that was the decision. And it's like, it's mad really when I think about it now, because like you said, Shane, was it really 2017?
18. Like the boy said, and I've seen a comment going up there, September 18.
October,
Oliver May. There it is.
But that was the realization of, if I'm gonna do this, it's gotta be, I gotta, go for it. Like, never look back, really. So
No,
it's mad.
sounds like a song, that does, Shane.
Well,
Yeah.
so
Before we bring in our next guest, come on in, Dave boy.
Out of the show.
Listen to my facts, and you will hear a load of shite, my dear.
What the fuck?
I'm always so tired when it comes to this.
Hang on, Dave. Let me hit the disclaimer. Boom. Right, you're good to go.
Right, so the word testify, that actually came from men used to have to swear on their testicles. And I say, I testify.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Bollocks.
That is literally bollocks. That is literally testicles. That is literally bollocks.
Yeah.
Right, so the word testify. Oh, he's fucking gone now, haven't he? That's convenient.
I know. These Wicked Rivers have got a song called "Testify."
Right.
Well, there we are.
Well, what the fuck has that got to do with the fact?
They're talking about methods, aren't they?
That's like saying, well, fucking, Aerosmith wrote a song "Walk This Way," and that was wrote about a guy with a fucking limp. Do you know what I mean? It's like, how the fuck is that relevant? How the fuck is that relevant? Well, Wicked River's got a song called "Testify." See, Ron?
He walks in a limp.
Yeah, Aerosmith got a song called "Walk This Way" about Brian, fucking with one leg, fucking 2 inches shorter than the other bugger.
Club foot. You're like fucking club foot.
Yeah. Right. So let's start that again.
So yeah,
everyone's saying bollocks, by the way.
Literally.
So testify. The word testify, you are saying, came from.
It derives from people having to swear on their bollocks in court.
I wait for John Mitchell to pop up. John Mitchell tell us the truth now.
Swear on their bollocks. Is that what you're saying?
It's literally bollocks. Huh? Yeah, you'd swear on your testicles, I swear on my testicles, like, for fear of having them removed, isn't it,
So, when did it go from testicles to the Bible?
To the what?
To the Bible.
Oh, testify. I don't know. You have to ask people who testify, wouldn't you? Testify.
So what does testament mean then?
That's the Bible in a testament.
Yeah, because they're testifying. Because it's a load of bollocks.
Wow.
Brilliant.
Dave just admitted it's actual bollocks.
Hello there. Shane's pondering face.
B. Edwards, oh my God, he's bloody right.
Yeah, Google says Dave is correct.
No.
Google says lots of stuff. Doesn't mean
Google says it's true.
Dave's having a fight with the fucking laptop now.
B. Oh my God, he's bloody right. First time for everything.
Bollocks.
Yeah, but I like that. Oh, here we go.
Look at this fucking smug look on his face.
Here we go. Does somebody want to read that one out?
Folklore has it that the word testify comes from the word testes, the Latin word for testicles. The theory is based on the assumption that in ancient Rome, when two men were taking an oath in public forum, in order to express their truthfulness, they were holding and swearing upon their testicles.
Testify.
Holding.
Well,
I'm not having it.
who would have guessed?
Testification.
Ah, fucking brilliant. That was a good one, that was, Dave. I made me chuckle, I did.
I'm not having
it. Should we bring in our last guests of the evening?
Yeah.
Yeah, boy. These are another powerhouse. Incredible three-piece. Did watch these boys on the New Wave of Classic Rock the other night. I did.
Yes.
Absolutely slamming. Steve, Neil, and Matt. Scam. What's up, boys?
Woo! Hey,
Hello,
there they
buddy.
are.
All right.
How's the boys?
There we
Right.
go. There we go. Look at that. Yes. How we
How
doing?
you
boys?
doing, boys? You're not looking
Good.
up Dave's fact, are you? Because it's bollocks.
I thought it was fake. I've got to be honest. I think.
Yeah,
think it's
well,
fake.
they-
It says-
We usually fucking
It
are.
says folklore, doesn't it? It says folklore, so it's not true.
Boom. There it
There we
is.
go. Boom. There we are, Dave.
Rest
Unlucky son.
Rest in peace.
Do I look like I
How's
give
the
a
boys
shit?
then? How you doing? How's the boys? You all right?
Well, great. Well, you know, like everybody really that you spoke to tonight, just trying to make some good out of this madness that we're in. But we're doing well. It's good to go back together and playing a bit of music and doing some stuff. So coming out the other side of it, I think.
It's probably good to hit on that from the start so we can get happier towards the end. But obviously COVID hit. Where were you guys at that point? What was going on? You know, what went wrong?
Yeah, it was a weird one because we were like gearing up to release the next album. So it's pretty shitty timing, really. We were kind of planning everything with the label and about to release the first single. And then it hit. And we kind of made the decision to delay everything. I know a few bands just cracked on and did really well, but we were like, for us, it was like, you know, if we can't go out and gig, it just seems like we should delay it and kind of wait and see what happens. But it's lasted so long that we're just going to have to crack on anyway, really. It was so weird. Do you remember, like, right at the start, that I'm sure everybody was the same, but I was convinced it was going to be like 2 weeks, you know, like,
Yeah.
and I was like, well, it's going to be a bit shit for a couple of weeks. And then it was like, oh, I can't believe it's going to be for a month. And then it just kept on going.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Steve, it's not just you, dude. Like, honestly, now we just came off the string of dates. We had the record out. And then when it hit, exactly like you said, the first couple of weeks, I remember having at least 2 or 3 sessions with Shane until 4 o'clock in the morning, where it was like band counseling, because he was kind of he could see I wasn't accepting it, because I kind of thought it would come and go. Do you know what I mean? It's like what I said to the Wolf Show guys. I could see certain bands still gigging when it was hitting Italy. But I kind of thought, I don't think it's going to be as bad as they say. And I didn't want to get caught up in it. And then all of a sudden, bang, we're all, you know, I remember that announcement with Boris, and then it was like, fuck, this is real. And then you obviously start getting the emails, this gig is off, that's going to be gone. This is, you know, that's fucking crazy. Like,
We did that first live stream where we played in here. We were all together. We did the album, and then we just decided to do that as like a one-off. It was just a random thing that we did. And then it was like, oh, you know, gigs are going to be cancelled. So then we were like, well, we'll just do this every couple of weeks. And we put a string of dates together and put a plan together for doing the live streams. And then it was literally on the following Thursday that the country went into lockdown. And so and then we were like, well, we can't even do that now because I can't meet up with the boys. It was odd. But every cloud, you know, we just cracked on with what we were going to do, but just with the streams at home in the kitchen. So
yeah, you guys, you were another one. You were another one on the list who we tuned in as well, and you just adapted, man. And I love that. And even though the three of you couldn't get together, I pissed myself when I tuned into one, and I'm watching Steve Buskin in the kitchen with you two dancing on like fucking on the screens in the background. But it was brilliant, boys, because that's a classic case of when you're down, you got to think of something else. And you're exactly the same as us. We were thinking of everybody else out there who's having a shit time. And how can you keep the band going? How can you entertain them? Like, do you know what I mean? It's fucking terrible. Like,
ours isn't quite as professional as yours, though. You know, we had loads of shit going wrong all the time. It kind of became like a running joke that there was a technical difficulty every week. You know, I think you saw it a few weeks in when we'd kind of mastered the wall on the wall. We did one like this where we were all in different screens, and that like went down after like 3 songs, didn't it? We were like, just wait here, everyone. We'll be back in 20 minutes. My favourite one is when everybody had moaned after I did a couple on my own. They were like, we need to see the lads. Can't we see the lads? So the following week, I just set up a laptop next to me. They were like this big on the screen, waving.
That's funny.
Incredible. I tell you what, I was so impressed, Bud, when you learnt other people's songs. I think it was 10 other bands, was it? And you kind of played one of ours. You played Don't Give a Damn. You played other bands. It was incredible, Bud. I thought that was really impressive, man. You did a good job and Don't Give a Damn.
Yeah, it was the hardest week, without a doubt. Because I was listening to you guys talk to Florence Black earlier, and all bands of our level have all cut their teeth playing covers for years.
Yeah.
So we've got a big repertoire of covers. But then we gave ourselves 2 weeks, and then so it took us about 4 or 5 days to decide who we wanted to pick. And I had to obviously figure out which ones I was going to be able to play and sing at the same time.
Yeah.
And then, so I had about 9 days of practice to get them all ready for the following Monday. It was the hardest one, but also weirdly probably the one I enjoyed the most, because I felt like I really challenged myself. But yeah.
Yeah, that's it in a nutshell, dude. Because you got all this time on your hands, like challenging yourself. That's it, man. I think if you can do that, you'll do well in this lockdown, because it can become so boring and mind-numbingly. I don't know. The creative juices go. I was honestly, Bud, I was so impressed with that. That was class, absolute class.
Well, I was listening to you talk to Shiner and Davey earlier, and in a weird way, it was a bit of a blessing. I've not had time to practice like that for years.
Yeah.
And to sit down and just spend a day. I spent a day just watching YouTube clips of you guys and Florence Black, and just like zooming in on the guitar and figuring out what he was doing. It reminded me of when I was a kid and zooming in on Angus Young's fingers and stuff like that. So it's cool. You're quite good now.
Brilliant. So that Webfest thing you did the other night, that was pre-recorded though, yeah? Was that in the room you are in now, or where was that?
It was, yeah. We kind of got together for.
Go on.
Sorry, mate. Go on.
Go on, bud.
Oh, I'll go. Yeah. So we got together finally because Leicester was in an extended lockdown. So we finally got together about 3 weeks ago to have a practice, and we kind of did our last live stream when we did that practice in here with electric kit and stuff, and then just filmed it at the same time. So got it all done in one hit. That was a long jam though, because we had to kind of get our chops together. Me and Matt hadn't played for so long, so Steve was like, I'm like trying to learn how to play drums again.
So keep up.
But yeah, we're lucky to have like this band room, so we can get together and do some cool stuff in here. Yeah, this is Scam HQ. It's a bit of a mess, but it's good. We've managed to. And a bit like you guys, you adapt over the weeks. We've now got like a box with all the streaming gear in, and we could do it again now much easier than when we did at the start. We're all hooked up today on we've got our earphones in. It's all hooked through a splitter, so we can all hear the one. We've got it through a mixer, so we can hear each other and stuff. It's cool.
I love it. I do, boys, because I spent hours talking to Shane about like evolving and adapting and all that. And I love watching every band how they've learned something new, like this, everything you see here, and it's the God's honest truth. I don't think we're going to get sacked or dropped or anything, but we had the idea for this for a long time, and we did touch on it in Shane's old studio. In his previous studio, we did like a little like a podcast. So we did the proper old school audio podcast. And then we were on about like we're fans of Joe Rogan, and I watch other podcasts. And I remember ringing Shane one day when we were in the lockdown and say, it'd be fucking great, man. And if we did this, and if we could stream it, if we could do it to multiple platforms, you go, right, I'm going to pick up the phone to the label and they can sort all this out. And when I phoned them, they were like, yeah, we'll get back to you. And then like, he knows how impatient I am. So I'm fucking phoning them every day. Have you found out how to do it? There's got to be some way you're doing it. And the guy I was speaking to, and like, no, we're still looking. And have you tried Twitch? And have you tried OBS? And and in the end, my head was going. And that's why I said to Shane, I was like, we got to fucking do it ourselves. And that was a credit to the band yet again. Like you guys, you kind of get off your ass and you go, right, I'm going to have to learn how to make this happen by hook or by crook. And you know, we looked back at the first episode the other day of, you know, there wasn't like snazzy cameras, or the audio might have been worse, or so you just get better, like you said, with the headphones, you just get better and better and better. Like it's class, man. You know what I mean? Nobody should give up. At the end of the day, you can adapt, like, you know.
It was another ongoing joke because over the course of because Neil was making backing tracks from scratch for me to play along to, and he didn't have a drum kit at home, so he's programming the drums all individually. But if you listen to like the first week to the last week, first week's all just very basic root notes and drums, and then the last week he's got multiple guitar tracks. There's some synthesizer on there, you know.
I was getting carried away by the last week, like 5-part harmonies. Yeah.
People will be disappointed when they come to see us now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like even before lockdown, man, you guys, like you said, you were doing live streaming. So it wasn't just lockdown that gave you that inspiration. You did a live, I watched that, where you did a live gig with a backdrop and everything, didn't you? You did a full rehearsal, or you were doing your rehearsals and everything as well?
Yeah. We did one about a year ago, like the first one we ever tried. And again, we just didn't really know what we were doing. We just set a phone up and kind of just hit record. Mm-hmm. And I think we did, I can't remember what we did for that. It was like April Fools, wasn't it?
Yeah, April Fools. It was like B-sides and rarities.
Yeah, we did like a rarities thing. And we were just blown away with the amount of people that kind of tuned into it. Left it for ages. And then it got to, like Steve said earlier, it got to that point just before lockdown. And we planned just to do 3 or 4, hadn't we? Because we didn't have any gigs. So we thought we'll just do the albums or something. And then we'll go back out on the road. And yeah, then it just became what it became, basically.
That's really brilliant.
And but like you said, as the weeks go on, we kind of built the technology up and bought like some nice mics and stuff like that, and figured out how we could mix the sound and get it all sounding better. So
yeah, and like coming up to current, you actually played a gig on Saturday.
Yeah, we did indeed. Unbelievable, really. It was over at Leo's in Gravesend in Kent, and we just genuinely thought it'd get cancelled, you know, like everything else. But it was an outdoor stage. They had all the social distancing in place. Everyone there understood the rules. So yeah, we ended up going and melting some faces for 2 hours. So it was just fantastic to be back on the stage because, what was it, 160 odd days or something?
162 days.
162 days since we gigged. So none of us are gig fit. I've put on about a stone. But yeah, it was good fun, and it comes back to you. I was a bit stiff when I woke up Sunday morning. But it was just great to see people and have a few beers and play some loud music. But that's it. That's it for us, isn't it?
I was your next the following day, boys, is it?
Yeah, really bad.
Yeah, it fucking does it today. After we done the Planet Rock, the live broadcast, I think I was driving home that night like this.
That's how it is. It's crazy.
Day, it's like,
We said, I think Shane said it last week or the week before, that was really cool doing that, but it's still different to like what you guys have just did Saturday. I mean, you've actually got people there cheering, which is you fucking take that for granted, don't you? You know, we've all been there, everybody on the screen, where you know you travel to the end of the world to play to 5 people, 10 people, 20 people, and it's mad because I think the boys said it last week. We'd fucking do that now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to get that buzz, man. And that's really credit to you boys for making that happen. Just to get that, you know, when you hit that chord or you go into a big crescendo and it's like fucking, you can hear everybody clapping and you're like, whoa, there's people here. Like, that's fucking insane.
It was pretty special, really.
Those guys that organised it, the Rock Cooperative there, those group of like core rockers, they're really kind of like the unsung heroes, because I don't think there's anywhere else, from my knowledge, that's doing gigs, to be honest. So they've got like something on every weekend until the end of the year. So they're really kind of pushing it, and it's good.
Have you played there, boys? Have you been to Leo's?
No, man, no.
It's a fucking cool place.
That's a wicked bands on.
A lot of history there.
Yeah. What were they saying? Iron Maiden played there.
Yeah.
Gravesend.
Iron Maiden played there.
Oh wow, fucking hell.
Yeah. and Marillion and like.
Oh wow!
The gaffer listed off all these names, didn't
Yeah.
he?
Well, pretty much everyone. It was like part of the toilet circuit, I think, wasn't it? So
yeah,
everyone's been through there. I mean, it's a weird location as well, but it was still just they'd sold out the capacity they could, and everyone was just well up for it. A few beers and a bit of headbanging. So it was good times. Nice to be back.
I'm so jealous, man. I'm so fucking jealous.
Get yourselves booked in.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, I know you're listening to it going like, fucking hell, man. Well, I ventured up to a place called Level 3 in Swindon. Have you ever been there?
What's it called?
We've not gigged
Level 3.
Nah. Level 3.
It was a real last minute thing. And when I mean last minute, you're talking like 7 o'clock at night. My mate's band were playing the same night as you guys. It was indoor, but it was bizarre. There's 400 cap, but there was only 30 people in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It was really, honestly, like, it was bizarre. They could have had a bit more, but they tried to do the same. They tried to kind of manage it because it was indoor. But yet again, they did everything right. And I said to my mate who drove us up here, and I was just like, fucking hell, it's so bizarre where they were a covers band, they were playing stuff, and then obviously they stop, and then you were like, oh fuck yeah, I gotta clap, like, do you know what I mean? Because I was so just staring at them like we're doing now. I'm so used to just watching TV or watching everything via YouTube or fucking Skype, but I just found myself staring at them for ages and then going, oh shit, that's my cue. That's my cue to clap. But yeah, it was. So, I was so envious. The same as like what Shane said then. I was so like, fuck, I'd love to do this right now. Even though there was only 30 there, I was like, that's pretty special, like,
Yeah.
Everyone at that gig Saturday was well up for it, weren't they? I think the punters really want to get out and see some bands. So.
It absolutely pissed it down as well. Chucked it down.
I seen on social media, like, everybody's taking selfies. I thought, oh, fucking fair play though.
And they were like, "We're going nowhere. We've waited for 20 weeks for this bad boy." So they just sort of stood outside getting pissed up. Well, it wasn't piss. But, yeah, but that release of like, it was great.
Yeah,
we were buzzing. And
we were the only band on, again, to try and keep the bubble down. You don't want to be crossing paths with another band, so that you're not mixing on the stage. So we played for 2 hours. It's great.
Wow,
awesome. Don't you got a bad neck?
Yeah. Like I said, my missus was gutted in the morning because I woke up and said I'm feeling really stiff, but she got the wrong end of the gist. So she was a bit disappointed.
Good joke.
That's an old man joke. That's an old man joke.
I am a dad. I'm allowed to tell jokes like
that. So obviously, you boys being brothers, when did you meet Matt then? How did Skam first get together? How did it happen? It's incredible.
Good question. Well, I'll tell you, we're not ashamed of this at all. But when we were younger, we were all in air cadets. That's right. So Matt's the oldest. So...
Okay, Steve. Fucking hell.
So when I joined ATC, I was about 14, 13, something like that, and Matt was
13 and
20, 25. No, it was about 16, about a year and a half older than me, something like that. And so we just became mates at ATC, best mates, and then I suppose we started going.
No, you were in a band. So you were in a band, and you said you're going to come and watch my band, and I said, yeah, I'll come and watch your band.
That's all right. Went
and watched the band, and there was shite. So I just said to him after, like, we should form a band. We can do better than that. So that's what we did. Didn't we? That was, I think, 1999.
I remember talking to Matt because in that first band, it was like, I was learning to play, and they were like, Steve, you're really shit at guitar. So you can play rhythm, but only on some of the songs. For like, so there were some songs in the set where I just stood there with the guitar like that, and just waited for the next song, and then I would play, and then wait for the next one. And there was the drummer in the band was much better guitarist than me, and he would like give me pointers and stuff.
Good times.
So I remember saying to Matt, it'd be great to be in a band where I'm the only guitarist.
Had you heard Matt play before then? You went in a band before that, Matt?
No, I didn't play at that time. I just knew I'd be better than the band that he was in. I that year I asked Santa Claus for a bass guitar. He bought me one. Yeah. And then we started jamming, didn't we? Pretty much on Boxing Day. And we've been gigging ever since. So it's been 20 years now.
Wow.
Which is, so you wouldn't believe it, would you, how young we look? But yeah, it's 20 years.
You know what it's like though when you're that young, and it's like it's different to how it is now. I love it now, and it's loads better in many ways. But at that time, it didn't matter that there was only 4 people there. We were in a band, and we were 16 years old and getting pissed and practicing and writing songs, and it was cool, and we were very, very shit for a long time. And then a few years down the line, I remember seeing a band at legendary venue in Leicester called The Shed, and they were a band called Schism, 3-piece band. I think they were from Derbyshire way, weren't they? Somewhere like that. And they were probably the age that we are now then. And they were just like experts at their craft, They were brilliant, like great stage presence, great songs. They were rocking, and they completely blew me away. I remember, and we had a chat afterwards, and I was like, maybe we should learn to play.
that was a turning point.
It was like the end of Bill and Ted. It's like, we should learn to play, man.
And we never did. So.
I was going to say, when you guys play live, Matt, every time I've seen you, I'm like picking on you, Matt, constantly, but every time I've seen you play, you either got your top off or you're wearing like this funky shirt. That's quite played down tonight. That's like...
Yeah, it is. It's a bit reserved. It is a Tuesday evening though, isn't it? So
I think the best one was that we played that Seven Sins Festival in Swansea, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we were both on the bill, and it was fucking roasting. So Matt is on stage in his pants.
Yeah.
It was a hot day. That was a hot day.
There's that stairwell, isn't there, next to the stage where the gear goes. And I'm literally putting on that fucking jacket, and he's like, Steve, take your jacket off. And he stood there in his grits and his pants.
No, what happened was they bust out the intro music, didn't they?
Yeah.
They put the intro music on too quick, and he was still getting changed.
And he was like, I'm going out like this.
Good decision.
That's fucking brilliant.
They play every gig like that for good.
It was like a greenhouse. It was genuinely like a greenhouse because it was all like glass ceiling, wasn't it? Windows for like a ceiling, and obviously it was a boiling hot day, which is quite rare in Wales. But it was fucking roasting. So yeah, you were quite sensible going out in your pants.
Yeah. One for the ladies.
That was a sweaty gig. Yeah. It smelt bad in there as well, though, didn't it? Because all the punters were like roasting.
Yeah, I think what made me laugh, boys, was when we came in to check it out, we were like, cool, what's going on here? And fair play to them, they put a buffet out on the pool table. But obviously now, as we've just all painted the picture, there was like a glass house venue.
Yeah.
You're a fucking fool to touch that buffet, like, do you know what I mean?
There was a prawn volleyball just crawling itself off the edge of the table.
There was a ham sandwich which started life. Yeah, it turned into a ham toasty, like.
Yeah.
Oh man, Jesus Christ! They're all stories, like. But how old were you guys then when you started?
Fun times, isn't it?
Well, that first band, we were probably like 16, and then we did that for a few years, and then that got a little bit more serious. We probably did that until we were like, what, 18, 19?
Mm-hmm.
I'd gone to university by then. And then it was Matt's cousin Kieran, who was our drummer at the time. We were a 3-piece then. And then, you know, like when I went to university, it all kind of like went a bit quieter because I wasn't around as much. We did less. And then when we got back, we decided we were going to like try and actually push and be better and do some more stuff. And then sadly, Kieran decided it wasn't for him. We got our second drummer in, Ray. And Ray did many years with us.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to, when did you join?
2014, I think, when I came in. Yeah.
What?
So
what,
yeah,
yeah. When? How did you turn to drums then, Neil? What was the?
You know, Steve's my big brother, so I'm 5 years younger than him. So obviously, while he's forming these bands, I'm like, you know, 10. So I'm like, I want to be like my big brother and be in a band. So I managed to get a drum kit from some mate from school for my paper round money. Mum and Dad didn't like that too much. But yeah, just spent a few years trying to get good. And then eventually I went to uni to do music.
For 6 years.
I went to uni to do music, and then the opportunity arose because Ray left for me to join the band in 2014. Just it was a bit of a no-brainer, really.
Yeah, just obviously it made sense. I mean, Neil had been on tour with us anyway, a bit of teching and whatnot, so he knew the songs, he knew the drills, because he didn't have long for rehearsals before he had his first gig with us. So he was kind of dropped in at the deep end, really, weren't you? But he did a wonderful job. And
do you know that? Do you know that story? Because I love this story. It's a great story. If you want to hear it again.
Yeah.
So we got a call from an agent and said, "How do you fancy opening for Airborne? 3 dates in their run up to Play and Download." And I was like, "Yeah, of course we do." And they were like, "It's a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and they're all down south because they're going to come across from Europe, and it's Brighton, Southampton, and London."
Mm-hmm.
Portsmouth, not Southampton.
Portsmouth.
Yeah. And you know, we were all working in the day, and it was a bit of a logistical nightmare. But we were like, yeah, of course we're doing it. It's like, you know, 1,000 people, 1,000 cap venues, you know, Brighton Concord 2 and all that kind of stuff. It was wicked. And then we did it. We practiced the set, and we got everything sorted. And then on the day of the gig, the plan was, I'm a teacher, so I can't get the day off. So I'm going to catch the train down at 3:30. Matt's going to leave at midday in the Skam van with all the gear to meet us in Brighton. No, Portsmouth was the first one.
Yeah.
And then, and so that's the plan. And we do that. And I'm going to pick Ray up on the way through town. We're going to both get on the train. And then about midday, Ray rings me and he says, "I can't go." I'm like, "What do you mean you can't go?" He's like, "I've got to work." I'm like, "Surely you've booked the day off. We're supporting fucking Airborne, for fuck's sake." You know, and he's going, "I can't go." And bless him, I do feel for him that, you know, now at the time he had pressures, you know, he's got a young family and mortgage. And I think he thought he was going to lose his job. And he said, "I just can't really commit to doing this anymore with the band. I'm going to call it a day." So I ring Matt, who's on the motorway on the way to Brighton. I'm like, Ray's not coming. He's like, "What the fuck do you mean he's not coming?" And we had a quick chat. And this is at lunchtime. I'm at school teaching the kids in an hour, you know. And he was like, "We're just going to do it, the two of us." I was like, "It's going to be shit. What do you mean?" He's like, "Just drumming, just bass and guitar, it'd be fine." He's like, "I ain't coming home. We're going to play the gig." And then Matt said, actually, he's like, "What's your brother doing this afternoon?" So I rang Neil, who was also a teacher, and I was like, "Do you fancy being on the train in a 1 hour to support Airborne with Skam?" And he was like, "Yeah." So I got him £120 single train ticket down to Brighton with me. I keep saying Brighton, it was Portsmouth. And then on the train, we got the the earphones on, and we were learning them on the train.
Wow.
And then we got there, literally, because we were late, the train was delayed, and we got there as doors opened. And we got on stage, Matt set the gear up, put my guitar on, gave Neil the wink, and then we kicked in, first song, to 1,400 people, something like that.
Good times.
That was his first ever gig.
Absolutely shit myself.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. You must have been bricking it, dude.
At that point, I'd only played in local bands with my mates, So yeah, I shit myself. I was in a bad way. I was in a really bad way. I think Steve had to give me a little pep talk before we went on. And there's a video somewhere knocking about on the internet of us playing. I'm just like, it's so stiff. But by the third night, we were okay, weren't we?
Yeah,
we were in the zone.
Never look back.
I told him on the train. I told him on the train to not worry. That all through the gig, me and Matt would keep looking at him and giving him the eyes, and I tell you when your cues are. But me and Matt just fucking forgot him. Matt's at the front like that. I'm on top of the speaker stack, kicking. I'm like, it's the gig of my life. And I turn around
the back like, when does this song end?
Wow. That's incredible, story. Fair play. So how old were you then, Neil?
Sorry, mate?
How old were you then?
2014. So 6 years ago, I'd be 27.
Wow. I can't believe you were a last resort, though. Like, Steve is your brother.
He was our only resort. It wasn't the last resort. It was like it was either him or just me and Matt on our own. Matt was talking genuinely about doing some beatboxing.
Outstanding. So talking about this album then, boys, is the album done? Are you nearly done, or?
We got one session left, 2 tracks to finish, but out of 12.
Wow.
So
it's pretty much done.
Yeah, pretty much done, aren't we?
We're going to start releasing some stuff very soon. So get the ball rolling.
Year?
Yeah, this year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think the album will probably be next year, won't it?
Yeah, early next year, the album, but we're going to start dropping a few singles, hopefully from, in the next few months, a few videos, and then just try and build a bit of momentum, because obviously on the gig front, which, let's be honest, we release an album so we can go on tour.
Yeah.
I just can't see that happening anytime soon. I mean, I don't know if you guys know anything different that we know, but pretty much we're done now for the year, and I don't know, I can't see gigs taking place early 2021. So we'll just see what happens really on the release, won't we? It may just have to be a virtual tour.
I think you've got to stay optimistic. I think things will come back quicker than you think.
I just think with the amount of effort we've all put in with the isolation and whatnot, they're just not going to start squeezing people into venues, are they? And it's going to be the last thing that comes back. So unfortunately, and that's just my opinion.
I don't know, man.
Well, we had the Thunder gig that was rescheduled today. I think the only things left for us in 2020 now is the Tram Shed, Monster Fest up in Scotland, and Planet Rockstock. So 3 gigs. And I don't want to say they're not going to happen because they're still kind of there, but it's just such a shame, and everybody kind of has planned. So I mean, Shane said it many weeks, the boys have said it many weeks. We've all had it, so it's not as if it's just your band.
Yeah, it's crazy because the other problem you've got is trying to foresee that, So you don't want to book a tour and announce a tour for March 2021 to then for it to be cancelled. So it's such a fine balance. But when it is lifted, everyone's just going to want to be playing as well. So that's another thing to bear in mind, isn't it? Because let's be honest, there's only so many rock fans to go around. So if it's continual gig after gig after gig, numbers are going to drop anyway because there's not enough to go around already. So it's going to be an interesting strategy for 2021, I think.
Yeah. It is, man, because a lot of people are not thinking that. Everybody, I think I've said it myself, where you're like, soon as you get the green light, everybody's going to be rushing out there. But realistically, you've got to look at gig clashes, ticket sales are going to be down on certain gigs, not because the band are shit, it's because certain rescheduled gigs are going to clash with the newer gigs. Do you know what I mean? And it puts everybody in a divide then of, well, do I go to the one that I kind of put my money to? Do I go to the new one? And then bigger bands are going to come over and swarm it as well. So it's going to be a weird one when things do start kicking off. And, you know, and I think one of you said it earlier, how would you, or maybe Tom said it, everybody's looking to get a record out as well. So it's going to be a real busy year for music as well. So
we'll see. We just got to stay positive and just stay focused. And I think it is one big family as well, isn't it? So everyone's sticking together, supporting each other, especially the venues. And we'll come out the other side of it. I think it will change the industry, but you know, hopefully for the better. We'll see what happens.
I think you always have to look on a positive side, and you know, if you take all that shit that's gone down, but then this has happened. Kitchen gigs have happened. Bands have adapted and learned new ways that's not going to disappear. That's not going to change. That's going to carry on now. And then, you know, we need to like adapt to the way that the industry is. And I think, you know, we'll come out the other end. And I think the community is really like gelled together, and the new wave of classic rock group has become not just a Facebook group, but a community where people are talking and interacting and helping each other get through it. And I think it feels like we would talk about in years to come that we were in it, you know, and it's a cool thing to be part of. And I know that sounds backwards talking about it as a cool thing because it's horrible, but you know what I'm getting at, yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
it'll be a time in history looking back, just thinking, I was in that.
That's it.
I agree with you, bud. Stay positive, keep creating music. Our time will come, and look out when it does. You know, I can't wait.
Yeah.
So have you got anything coming up now? As in, because obviously you just did the live gig. Have you got any more then planned, or you said about new songs coming out? And
that's pretty much what we're working on now. So obviously the time and effort that goes into the live streams is pretty vast. So we've just taken a step back from that, just working on the new release campaign, aren't we? Really. So we're just working on dates now. We've got some videos to do, some photos to do. I've got to grow a beard, you know, all these important things. So yeah, really, it's back end of this year now. Hopefully, you know, a couple of singles and videos to go with it, and then album early 2021.
Tell them. Go on. So we got single number 1 coming out on September the 21st.
Yes, this is what we want. Exclusives.
Yeah.
Come on, boys.
Hey, look at this! No one knows this yet. Like this is pure. We're indulging you now.
Yes,
I love it, boys. Exclusives. Come on, everyone drops their exclusives on you.
First single, Green Eyes, is going to be out September the 21st, and for us, where did you get that?
Look at that! Look at that!
Bloody
beautiful.
That is beautiful. I love that.
That is wicked. I fucking love that. I love that.
Yeah,
I really love that.
We've got a very cool, talented dude called Jack doing some artwork for us. We did all the Goddard stuff last time, so we wanted to go for something really different, like different vibe on it. I think he's done some special stuff, so it's going to be pretty cool. And yeah. And then September 21st, that comes out, and that's going to be sort of like ground zero for us, like going then the campaign towards the new album.
Can't wait for that.
I'm
excited. Beard as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit grayer, but I'm going to go for a bit more length.
You're going full ZZ Top?
Yeah, I think so. It grows pretty quick, doesn't it?
You can get one of them in 2 weeks, can't you?
Yeah, a couple of weeks.
What about an Olivia like Platt? You know, like the guy from System.
Whatever tickles your fancy, whatever helps us sell more records.
Matt's theory is the reason why we've not quite made it to the stratosphere is because I don't wear a hat. What do you think?
Yeah, we need to wear hats. That's what he says.
Look at any band that's made it.
Ronnie's got a hat on. Look,
Shiner wears a hat.
Yeah,
yeah.
Shiner wears a hat. Yeah.
Mine's
hats. Yeah, you see.
It's fact.
Barry wears that bowler hat. We're missing a trick.
Yeah.
Tom wears that Stetson thing, doesn't he?
Yeah. Every band that's doing well has a hat wearer. It's fact.
Slash.
What about
Yeah.
like a beer hat? Like a two cannon beer hat or
I used to
something.
fucking have one then.
Yeah.
I did have
Look
one,
at
yeah.
this. Look at this. We were just going through some stuff while we were waiting to come on.
He's wearing a hat.
Classic rock magazines. Ones to
That's
watch.
onto the conspiracy.
One,
The fucking hat
Scam. Classic.
conspiracy.
Look at that. Ones to watch. Scam.
Look at that.
2012. This magazine is.
Ones to watch.
Still
2012.
pushing. Still pushing.
Have you noticed so on the picture? Nobody's wearing a hat.
8 years later, still.
The other high hopes in this magazine is Guns N' Roses. No. Actually, it's Buffalo Summer. Look, pretty cool.
Oh yeah. Yes.
All
Yeah,
right.
the cool guys they are.
Darren was a hat, didn't he?
Great guy.
Yeah, he's got a hat
Darren.
on.
Darren wears a hat. Yeah, the bass player.
It's all about the hat.
So the new album's called Hats.
Do you want to buy
Look,
one?
look at this. Look, Jack White. Look, what do you see?
Hat.
Hat.
Yeah.
Hat.
I think you're onto something here, Matt.
Matt the hat.
Have a bit of a Google, have a bit of a look on the old Facebook later, and you'll realise it's fact.
Brilliant.
Davis, did you know, innit?
What about you guys? What are you going to be doing?
Wearing a hat.
Yes.
I've decided.
What do you say? What are we doing?
Yeah, are you going to just postpone stuff that you've got and try and go again? Are you looking to, I don't know, when's the new album cycle start?
We're on the new album.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. Does it just like all move forward a bit, or?
I haven't got a clue, man, and that's like that is our exclusive at the moment because a lot of people are asking us that. We haven't got a clue because we're a bit of a weird way in the scale because we had the record out, it got charted, brilliant. But then the whole point of that, as you know, as an artist, is to get on the road and tour it. And we had so for the first time ever as a band, we had everything in place. So we had the record coming out, and then we had gigs to back it up. And fucking great gigs that, thank God, now we've got to announce. Where at one point we didn't even think we could announce them, So so when you've got that as a full package, you're like, yeah, here we go. This is our year, or as we keep saying, year of the Crows. And then, as you might have heard in the past, obviously now that's changed. So we don't really know what is the score moving forward because we're doing this until we can't. I think that's the plan. I think we've got the next 7 weeks booked at least. So that's that. At least we know we got 7 weeks of doing this. This is our new gig at the moment. How can you release, like for us? How can we come off the back of Point of No Return with kind of nothing else to, like what you said earlier? It's a bit of a grey area. It's like
I think you're right, though, man. You can't just like you said. You've still got you're still going off that new album. You just need to collapse the time in between, put together what you did then and what you're going to do, and just carry on. And then I think that's the only way you could do it.
We obviously we've been writing new stuff, but it's how would you say? All right, we've moved on from that when technically we didn't get to go to Europe, so nobody's kind of heard it over there, yeah. I think Eurek slipped during COVID and said, or just before, wasn't it? They said that we were due to go over to America and stuff. Obviously, that's not going to happen for a bit, and we don't know when that can happen. So how do you make plans? Like Matt said earlier, and it's a perfect thing. Or I can't remember which one of you said it. How do you unless you've got a crystal ball? How do you plan? How do you make that next move? So we got the Dead Daisies thing in February, which is amazing. That's phenomenal. and then we're starting to reschedule and plan the rest of the year. But we got to work out what slots around that now, and where Point of No Return comes back into play. And for those who haven't heard it, get a second blast of it. I mean, the Wagons love them. They've just released an album, and you know, it's the same with those guys. I mean, that's an interesting one because they put it out with no tour to back it up, and then, you know, when they come out, is everyone going to be like, right, well, we've heard your album, so where's your next one?
That's exactly what happens, isn't it? Everyone wants new music. I mean, hopefully the fans just realise 2020 is a write-off, so we just try and get to next year. We just pretend it didn't happen, and then the albums just come out, and then you can go and tour it, can't you? That's what we've got to hope for, and I think, you know, the group of fans, all those, you know, the groups, all those new wave groups, they're fantastic to stick behind us, don't they? So I think they'll be able to support it. Just hope that all the old guard bands don't announce tours because, you know, they've not made any money in 2020. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Oh, Whitesnake get on the road or something like
that. Yeah. I think it's going to be rammed. If 2021 is a go and everything goes right, I genuinely think music fans are going to be blown away by how much choice they have, because it's almost everybody needs to get back out. And like I think the boys will jump in at any moment. But I know bands who obviously have taken this year off anyway. So their plan was to come out in 2021. So you've got that whole
cycle year, wasn't it?
Yeah, man. It's a fucking bizarre one, boys. You know what I mean? And that's not a negative. That's just kind of quizzitive of how we all. I'm very curious of how it all works now. How we all move forward, because we're all in new territory, every single one of us, which is bizarre but intriguing at the same point. Of how do the mechanics work? I mean, like you guys got out the other day. That's fucking hope for us. That's for us watching. We're like, wow. That's incredible, because that's a start, like, you know. So
we're finding some difficulty at the minute because we're planning. We always planned to get this album out sort of like late end of this year, and then after Christmas would be our time, you know, our sort of like core time for touring and stuff. And we're already finding that venues are booked because everyone's starting to get in, and certainly. All the festivals that we were trying to push towards, all the lineups are just rolling on from the cancelled year.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we're like a year out now. We're like a year behind. Yeah. Which is crazy, really. But fuck it, be all right.
Hope so.
No, I will be, because you're gonna produce a new album now. That's gonna be killer, no doubt. There's a question though. How does that? Is it different to your previous one? I mean. Have you? I kind of asked this with the what did we just have on?
Tristan,
Wolf Joe, or Florence Black. I can't remember which one. But is it a big difference between this album and your last one? Have you tried new stuff, or was it just raw scam?
Well, the last one was like the concept, you know, the whole Jeffrey Goddard story thing. So we've kind of decided not to carry on with that. A few people have asked us, "Are you going to do like a part 2?" Maybe one day, but we just kind of took things from that we liked. Yeah. But the good thing about that album is it gave us loads of content to write about. We were writing about like the story of his journey and all that sort of stuff. So we've kind of picked a theme for this album, gone with that. But music-wise, I wouldn't say it's massively different. It's certainly a bit heavier, I think.
Riff-tastic.
Some big riffs in there. Yeah. Again, we're just kind of taking our time writing it. I mean, Goddard came out in 2017, didn't it? Mm-hmm. So 3 years since that came out. We're just taking time to write what we think is really good songs. We kind of go through a pretty stringent writing process.
You guys know how it is. I feel like sometimes I think it's a bit different. I think if you put our stuff out in a line, you can see the progression.
Yeah.
But then I play it to the wife. And she thinks it's just classic scam. So like I don't know if we're too close to it to really see what's the score with it.
Yeah, that's a good point, man.
I think we've done some cool stuff.
We obviously all think it's incredible, but until you get it out there, you don't know, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this single goes down.
We are better at making records than we used to be.
Yeah, definitely. I've got the backing tracks all sorted out. You know,
have you been working with somebody different to Goddard, or is it the same studio? Is it?
Yeah.
No, we've gone back to Matt in Doncaster. I love him.
It's not really broken, is it? You know,
No.
what we create with him and how he captures what we do. You know, I think it'd be quite a big risk for us to go somewhere else. I mean, maybe one day, but he's just part of the team in that respect when it comes to recording. And you know, we have a lot of energy live, and I think we do try and capture that on the record. So Matt's just got that skill to be able to do that.
And he's also good at telling us if something's shit.
Yeah, he's very honest. Yeah.
I mean, you guys know how it is. We're all artists, and I mean this with no disrespect towards anybody else, but I think I would struggle. I listen to some albums by bands that I respect, and I don't think they're as good production-wise. But that's only because I know what I expect from a Skam record. You know, I know that when they listen to their record, they think it sounds amazing for them. So I think I would struggle at the minute to find someone that would match up to what I get with Matt and Doncaster. So, you know, and this is our 4th album with him, you know, so it's going to be, he knows exactly what I can do. He knows when to push me. He knows when Neil is on it for the day, you know, and we've got a really good relationship going on with him now.
Do you guys know him? Access Studios.
No, I know that's who done Full Nelson by Massive Wagons, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I
think you guys worked with the Black Spiders, didn't you?
Yeah, he did all the Black Spiders records, and that's where
good fucking record that is. That's a great record.
So I literally just saw it on the back of the Black Spiders CD, and I got in touch, and then decided that's what we were going to do. He also did Louise Redknapp's album.
Yes.
Yes. Terrorvision. He did Terrorvision, didn't he? Super Terrorvision's record. But yeah, and he's a mean bastard, and he laughs at me down the microphone and tells me I'm shit. We were doing a solo for the new record, and he told me to like go outside and have a word with myself. He was like, "Can you even play guitar? Get outside, sort yourself out, and come back in 20 minutes." But I kind of like that.
That's brilliant. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm really looking forward to it.
I've got to do this a minute. Lauren Prince. What's up, Lauren?
Lauren, go to bed. You should be in bloody bed.
She's like, where's my shout out? Where's my shout out? What's up, Lauren?
Get a job.
Get a job.
Hey, Shine. Shine. The first time we played with these boys was on their album launch, wasn't it? In The Musician in Leicester.
Oh, in Leicester, yeah.
Well, that was the night, boys. The Shiner decided to run me over on my own drive when we got home.
That's right. Yes.
I was tired and cold. I just like couldn't work the fucking brake out.
Fucking run me
It's a
over.
true story. Once we left you guys, obviously we travelled back to Wales. And I was actually there. So we dropped Shane and Dave off. And we arrived on Lloyd's Mams Drive, and it's quite a long drive, if you imagine, gravel with a little bit of a run, you know, a little downhill vibe to it, right? So I'm there in my car, and Shiner's just in front of me, and the van is kind of just there. And all I see is Shiner get into his car, and he must have taken off the handbrake. And I can hear his car. You know when you can hear a car trickling down like gravel. Yeah, exactly. But slowly picking up. And it's picking up, and I'm like, oh, fucking hell, he ain't going to stop me here. And it picked up so much that he'd locked the wheel. He'd done that classic thing where he locked the
brake
wheel.
servo wouldn't work.
Yeah, the brake wouldn't work. So he fucking panicked, And Lloyd's in front of the car going, whoa, 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 oh, and all I hear is bump. He's hit Lloyd, and he's run the car into the side of the van on Lloyd's mother's drive, and alarms went off. And yeah, that was the night after your gig. That was.
I always think a band that does a proper, like us, like our bands that do a proper like rock and roll apprenticeship. You could easily write a book, couldn't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Fucking tour diary. So many like funny little snippets over the years. Ridiculous amount of stories.
Something happens with us. Whenever we go on tour, whenever we go on tour, there's a line or something that kind of, I can't say what the lines are because it's a bit too much, but there's always a quote or something that line kept being said throughout the tour. And it's like, if people listen to it, it's like, it's stupid, but it's an in-joke with us. It's funny as it happens on every tour we do. There's one line, and that becomes and everybody, like new crew that join us, are looking at us going, what the fuck? These boys are a bit sort of, there's always a line in there. You know what I'm talking about, boys? Don't leave me hanging here.
Yeah. Because I'll come in, but I don't want to dig myself into social shit here. But yeah, you find that van bubble, and exactly what you said then, Steve. You can't fucking explain it. And unless you've got a camera constantly on, which you shouldn't have, by the way, you shouldn't have a camera. Certain things get said. And like Shane said, with us, they've stuck. So you might come up with something funny, like, I'm going to really tone it down, like wheelbarrow foot or whatever. So that's a real tame version. I don't know why I said that, but yet again, my fucking point, because that's the tame version. If I can't even say half, I can't even fucking hint what it is, because it's pure filth. And that's the bottom line. It's pure filth.
Yeah.
You know? I don't even think 18 would cover some of the shit you come up with in a van, but it's... But it just sticks, and you leave the van, and if you're like me, you come home to your family and your house, and you think, what the fuck was I doing? What kind of fucking human did I turn into? Because you're a totally different guy. So, for example, anybody watching this now, I think everybody on this screen can vouch. I will leave with my little tour bag, and the van gets packed with my drums, and I got everything in my case that you need. Right, we're off on the road. And I bye, love, all that, everything's great. Get in a van, and you're like, hiya, boys, how's things? And by the time everybody's got in, I know it's different with you guys. You might kind of, with us, there's several pickup stops.
Yeah.
So, I've gone to Lloyd's maybe. Hey, how are you doing, boys? Hey, great. Yeah, everything's great. And by the time we've picked the last person up and we've drove 5 miles down the road, it's filth. It's fucking filth. You turn into completely different people. My ADHD completely goes off the Richter scale. I mean, my boy had to say to me the other day, because there's a video of you, Dad, on YouTube. You're shooting people with a banana out of a van window. And I was like, oh, fucking hell, how did that happen? Like, do you know what I mean? But it's, you're going mad, isn't it? Because we've spent, and I can say we, because we've all done it, you've spent 4 hours plus driving to a gig to do 20 minutes. 45 minutes. If you're lucky, you're headlining, you get an hour and 10 minutes, hour and 20 minutes, whatever. But the point is, you do your gig, you meet everybody, you thank them so much for coming, because they're the guys who have funded you to do that gig. And then you get in your van and you either go on to the next gig, which is fucking even further, or you drive home because it's cheaper than having a hotel. So you've spent 8 hours traveling, 20 minutes on a stage. It's fucking mad, like. So somewhere in that, you go a little bit, woohoo, fucking
very,
hell.
very true.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's the book there. That's the memoirs of a band. Like, what the fuck happens? Like, do you know what I mean?
Sometimes Matt will say to me, and we'll get like morbidly depressed, and he'll say, "Do you ever think about how much time we've sat in this van?" All right, don't even start. Don't think about it, because it's a lot of time. It's a lot of hours.
Matt's classic line, isn't it? It's like, I'm driving 3 hours to play 20 minutes. As soon as he gets in the van, first thing he says. Ridiculous.
It doesn't make any sense, does it? It doesn't make any sense what we do.
No.
I mean, we're in a band. It's pure love, because if you did work out the amount of time you sat in that van, we'll all have PhDs in anything we wanted, won't we, if we dedicated that time into anything else? But instead, we dedicate it to rock and roll and beer.
I keep thinking of things to say. Are you supposed to be finishing? I can't remember what time you said we were supposed to be off, but I don't want to keep.
Shine was like that. No!
7 minutes ago.
No!
Goodbye.
Sorry, guys.
It's all right. This is only 20 minutes.
This is the last
Yes.
one. This is the last one. I've come to realise as well that like bands' van time is different to the rest of the world because you spend so long travelling. So you'll say to someone, "Oh, we've got a gig on Saturday," and they'll go, "Where is it?" And I'll go, "It ain't far. It's in Norwich. You know, it's only 2 hours. You know," and they'll be like, "Norwich? You're driving to Norwich on a Thursday?" And I'm like, "It's not far. It's not like we're going Cornwall and back." And like that difference. 2 hours is just a standard drive, isn't it?
2
Yeah,
hours.
it's nothing now, isn't it? You sort of like just down the road, like.
Yeah.
It's a local gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing like a day and night in a van, is it?
Well, for Shiner's sanity, boys, we'll say goodnight on that note. I can see otherwise I'm going to start fucking having the daggers. Thank you for coming on, boys. Thanks for entertaining everybody through lockdown as well, man. And how before you go, sorry, Shine, is everything all right in Leicester, or are you? Because I seen today things are starting to get back to normal, as in like salons are opening, etc. And are you getting back there, or
they had an announcement today that they're just opening up all the hospitality in the city, so everything's sort of as of today getting back to normal. Thankfully, none of us live in the centre. We all live on the outskirts, so we've been out of lockdown for a few weeks now. So, but hopefully they'll be getting back to normal now, and the city can sort of start to recover. But yeah, beauty salons.
Smashing.
Thanks for having us, boys.
I know it's good to see you guys.
Stay safe. Great to see you, and we'll catch you for a beer very soon, hopefully.
Absolutely.
Definitely, boys.
Take it easy.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, boys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ah, that's wicked. That's wicked.
I have to go.
I can see you then. You're like, hang on, now you've kept them for another 2 fucking minutes, but they're on.
You did actually. When it's dead on 2 minutes.
Yeah, bang on, but bang on.
Yeah,
well, before we go, I'd like to personally say thanks to all the bands that came on tonight, sharing their stories. And it's great to see them all being proactive. They've all got something coming out. So let me just have a quick flick through. Florence Black this Friday got a new tune. And then Wolf Jaw's just got some new merch drop in. So go and check that out. And of course, we had the Skam exclusive tonight. The Green Eyes will be available on September the 21st. So massive thanks, innit, boys? That was great. That was.
Yeah, man.
Good boys.
Yeah, it's good. Good catch up with everyone, really, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I can see Shiner like, fucking wrap it up, Ron. Wrap it up. I'm going to wrap it up. If you can subscribe, hit the notification, like. Sorry, man. And please,
on with it.
This pays the bills, dude. This fucking pays the bills. Visit our online shop, our web store, www.thosedamncrows.com. Everything you want is there.
No! I'm in fucking agony.
No!
Ladies and gentlemen, one-liner, shiner.
Good night.
Yeah, I was going to go for that. Just go for
That's all, folks.
Oh, fucking simple one. Right. Be the same person privately, publicly, and personally. And this time, I am going.
Perfect.
Get over here.
Thank you for tuning in. Episode 22. Thank you, guys. See you all
Thanks,
next week.
everyone. See you soon.